Hello everyone, and welcome to another Monster Hunter World live stream. Today we're doing the last 4 budget builds against Arch-Tempered Nergigante. Right, he's really difficult, Arch-Tempered Nergigante. He's been kicking our butt for the last 2 days. Today we have the Hunting Horn, the Switch Axe, the Charge Blade, and the Dual Blades, right? I already said Hunting Horn, right. Alright, so let's get started. So I opened the session early. Nero is our head moderator of our Discord server. If you're not in that Discord server, don't forget to go down to the description of this live stream and hit that Discord link so you can join and say hi to us. The weapon I'll use first, I think, actually will be Hunting Horn. You can see a build I've been working on. I'm making a counter build with this Blaze Horn. I think the Blaze Horn is actually going to be our choice for a budget build. It's a weapon you can actually craft, so it falls within our rules of what can count as a budget build. What's so nice about it is that it has the gut skill. The gut skill is really useful against Arch-Tempered Nergigante, is what we've discovered, so we'll be using that. Mink says, Gameconomist, can you use the hammer like a scooter? Or is he saying Gameconomist can use it? I don't understand what you're saying, Mink. Jason Dragoon says, good evening, Mr. Economist and chat people. Ricardo says, will you be trying out Dauntless? Probably not. I'll probably just be playing Monster Hunter. Cole says, hi, did he just start? Hello, Cole, I did just start. The Water Jugs, just asking, how is everyone? Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So, we're not allowed to use the Draken Armor, that's cheating, even though literally you can just farm off the Draken Armor from the Behemoth, so I don't know, you probably could use it. I can't see why anyone wouldn't have it is my point. But we're going to assume that you don't have the Draken Armor, and you're so impatient that you want to fight Arch-Tempered Nergigante right now. Empress Greaves Alpha is staying on the build. Friendship Charm is staying on the build. Those two are real good. But let's go ahead and fill out the rest of the build with armor that's easy to obtain, and it's not from any Arch-Tempered monsters. So we could I don't think we need that much maximum might on this build. So we could probably do Dragon King Eye Patch here. And then I would say definitely Kolvtaroth the Ire Alpha. That is one of the best early game pieces of armor. Where is it? Ah, this amazing menu where you cannot see what the hell you're clicking on till it loads up. Isn't that... who designed this? Seriously. So that's beta. Where is the alpha? I probably skipped over it twice already. Here it is. Alright, so that's going to give us 2 levels of crit boost, really important. And then probably the beta, right here, Kaiser Van Brace's beta. In the coil slot, what should the coil slot be? Could do Tool Specialist, that's tempting. What else could we do? There's a Tool Specialist and Blast Attack. I mean, technically, this is a blast weapon. Oh, yeah, we could just do that, I suppose. Get a little bonus blast attack in there, right? As long as we didn't need another medium decoration slot, that's going to work. And then for the mantles, we're going to use some cheap mantles here. We got the Vitality Mantle and the Health Booster. You know, the Health Booster actually comes back crazy fast with Tool Specialist. It's pretty good. Let's take a look and see what we have so far. So we have 20% base affinity. We need that to go up by 30. Yeah, we need that to go up by 30, actually. You know what? We're going to have to change the build. Let's take these off real fast. We're going to have to change the build, guys. Let's go ahead and use... well, actually, I think the Emperor's Coil is still fine, but we're going to use the Alpha Teostra arms. Here they are. Emperor's Van... Teostra Van Brace's Alpha, right here. So this is giving us 2 levels of Weakness Exploit. And you go, oh, but Gameconomist, that's too many levels because you've already got Dragon King Eye Patch giving you 2 levels. Well, that's fine, because we're going to actually trade this out for the Nergi Alpha Helmet. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Nergi Beta Helmet's fine too. So Nergi Beta Helmet. So we've just brought 2 levels of Max Might onto our build, and we have a more efficient pair of arms anyways. So missing 1 level of Crit Boost, 1 level of Weakness Exploit, 1 level of Max Might. Amongst those, the most important skill you could add is Weakness Exploit. You got to get that last level. It's a big bonus to that last level of Weakness Exploit. So go and get your Weakness Exploit decorations. Alright, how's that looking? And we can't do another level of Max Might, but we can do a level of Crit Eye right here. And that brings us up to 40% affinity. That's not bad. Although, it is making me think we're going to trade the Emperor's Coil Alpha out with the Emperor's Coil Beta. One moment, let's do that. Here it is. So why are we doing this? Because we actually do want the 2 medium decoration slots in this case. Forget about Blast. We don't need Blast. So Tenderizer, and this last one's going to be Maximum Might. All right, so now Crit Boost, Weakness Exploit, and Maximum Might are full. Let's take a look at our affinity now, huh? 50%, plus you're getting another 50% from Weakness Exploit, of course. So we're done with that. We're done with damage. We've already got White Sharpness. We've already... Oh, right. Oh, I'm thinking about this all wrong. Once again, I've done this same problem multiple times. What I've gotten wrong here is I've forgotten we don't have Master's Touch. So, we only have a small White Sharpness bar. I wonder if it would have been better to invest in more White Sharpness or even to use the Devil Joe Hunting Horn. I don't know, because if we use the Devil Joe Hunting Horn, we got to give up that Friendship Charm for Handicraft. But here we have 3 small decoration slots. Oh, we're doing it, guys. Well, no, wait. So Empress Roar Blaze is still really decent, and it does have Guts built in, which I feel like Guts is really valuable for a new player here. Yeah, we're going to stay with this, just because of Guts. Guts really is that good. Alright, so we're sticking with this. We're not just the Devil Joe Horn, even though that was a big temptation. Being tempted by that Devil Joe Devil. Let's get the Tool Specialist finished with the Maintenance Decoration. That'll give us a Health Booster back faster and the Vitality Mantle back faster. Of course, if you have the Temporal Mantle, that's going to be even better for you. Moonmint, by the way, says, "Hey, Gameconomist, will you update some of your builds from the past now that Arch-Tempered Nergigante set is out? I found myself switching a lot of the pants for the Arch-Tempered Nergigante pants." Yeah, I suppose I could do that. Actually, I've been playing a lot of Minecraft. I need to focus more on my free time. You know what I used to do? I used to spend all my free time just playing Monster Hunter, and now I'm playing a little bit of Minecraft. So maybe I'll show you. I'm going to show you at the end of the video what I've been building. You guys are going to love it. We're going to look at Minecraft at the end of the video, special event. But let's finish this. Let's finish this build first. Let's go ahead and grab Gobbler. We're going to play Healer a bit. Why not? Gobbler. Gobbler. And, we're going to do 2 levels of Gobbler. That's what we're going to do, rather than 3. And we're going to have Satiated. Here it is. And we're going to have the Saunders decoration. You can't skip Saunders. Saunders is way too valuable. So we got Speed Eating 2, Wide Range 5, and Satiated. We're pretty much set. For people who are really poor, let's say you're really poor, you don't have all this nice stuff in your... Remove that real fast. Let's say you don't have Flash Pods, you don't have a bunch of Max Might Potions. You need at least 1, I guess. And you don't have God Powder. You don't... Well, let's keep a Stare Jerky. You can actually purchase a Stare Jerky. Why in the world would you not have a Stare Jerky? Explain that. We're going to hold on to the Demon Powder as well, and the Might Seed, and pretend this is just a regular Demon Drug. Actually, here, we'll make it a regular Demon Drug. Let's do that. Let's be fair. There we go. And we're going to drop all these nice Barrel Bombs. We'll drop that. We'll drop that. Okay, so I've changed the loadout quite a bit here. Alright, so stuff we can eat over here. Now what I want to do, let's say, so you're actually playing the healer, right? What are you going to do as a poor guy playing the healer? What you're going to do is you're actually going to grab 10 of these right here. These are 10 honey. Honey is very cheap. You can... Oh, the stream is breaking up a bit. Why is it doing... Get rid of that stream lag. Oh, and I just killed the music. Let me bring the music back on. Oh, the music never started. Right. Hold on. I'll bring that music back up in a moment. So I'm supposed to be playing music for you guys. I picked an album I'm a big fan of. It's from C418. Of course, you're going to hear a lot of C418 with me, because it's all I listen to. Internet provider. Yeah, there's no reason to have crummy internet right now. I imagine it's something on YouTube's side. So I'm going to go ahead and continue explaining this real fast. We're going to go ahead and jump over to the radio menu. Oh, and there's my music kicking in. How's it going, sucked? We're going to drop Life Powder here. And what we're going to throw on is... Not that. Here we are. First Aid Med Plus. That's what we're going to add on. Watch this. So we're going to put that there. And the way it's going to work is when you go to eat one of these, if you don't already have one in your inventory, it's actually going to craft one for you. Yeah, you're going to have one crafted for you. We'll jump over to Manage Items. We'll save this in Temp. Alright, so that's our item loadout now. That's our poor person loadout. Alright, and we're basically ready now. Captain Gangplank, Stream Lag, Show Our Realm Bruv, gonna be lit. That's right. I'm going to show the Minecraft world off tonight. Not tonight. At the end of this stream, I'll show it off just for fun for whoever stayed in the stream. Seems fine at the moment. Yeah, I don't understand the lag. I don't understand the lag. I'm pretty sure it's coming from YouTube. There's no way it's coming from me. I've had no internet problems today. My laptop's running fine. Yeah, I don't understand. Oh, and there it goes. It says it's gone. Let's jump over to the canteen. Yeah, we're ready. Tears in the Rain says, Gameconomist, did you hear about what the College Board did to SAT scoring? Poor or minority students get an additive score boost, but they won't tell us the exact number. Lol. Your thoughts on this? It is pretty much an outrage. I would be I mean, man, it almost seems like it's almost like from a funny movie or like an ironic or shocking movie of a dystopian future that they're doing that. It's incredible that they're doing that. Let's go ahead and eat for Attack Up Large. So that's what you do. It's ridiculous. So what Tears in the Rain is talking about, in America, we have the SAT and the ACT. These are standardized tests, and you take them when you're getting ready to go to college, and it basically tells the college how smart you are, right? I got a decent score on my SAT. Well, actually, I took the ACT, especially considering I was homeschooled and my parents taught me nothing. I actually did pretty well. And yeah, it's standardized testing that tells the college what you know and what you don't know and maybe how smart you are. And they recently changed the rules so that now if you're like, I don't know, I guess a poor minority student, you're going to have a secret higher score. Think about that for a minute. So if you want to know why that's outrageous, imagine if we could change the SAT so that you did well on the SAT, but since you're Asian and Asians are overrepresented in college, they secretly change your score to be lower. That is why it's so outrageous. Now, it's a second score. They show your original SAT score, but then they have the secondary score that is actually lower. What is the point of having a standardized test if you're just going to, I don't know. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I think most people realize how outrageous it is. It's kind of like this. Do you remember hearing about white privilege or whatever, wealth privilege? Everybody's got privilege words now. You know, you had normal parents, you're privileged. Your parent didn't beat you, you're privileged, right? They're saying, okay, now you go to school, you take our standardized test to see how intelligent you are, and rather than just seeing how intelligent you are, we're here to also give you a privilege test. We're going to give you a privilege score. That's what it is, in a nutshell. And you should be outraged, and whoever's in power should be voted out of power for that issue. When it comes to intelligence, it's just, I get it. I was poor, by the way. I was very poor. I was homeschooled. That's a big disadvantage. And I was very poor. I didn't have private tutors or anything. But it's simple. How smart are you? I don't know. Did you open the book and did you read this stupid thing, right? That's all it comes down to. What do you actually know? So, oh, what happened? Oh, is that the ghillie mantle? I think I have the ghillie mantle. That was supposed to be Vitality Mantle. Yeah, it's pretty stupid. Let's go ahead and get this demon drug out. So, here's the deal. We got wide range 5, right? And that means when we give demon drug out to our teammates, let's go ahead and eat this max potion to max our health out. When we give out demon drug, it goes to our teammates. Now we're going to stack demon powder as well, and the might seed as well. So now everybody has a lot of health. Oh, also, we forgot to pick something up. Let's go get that right now. We'll go get that right now. Running up here. How's it going, Adele? Damn, and I just subbed 2. What? Oh, I'm out of breath here. To be fair, I feel like schools have too many standardized tests, or at least it felt that way to me when I was in high school. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things you can talk about with improving schools. I'm not open to new ideas. It just seems really silly, right? I just, your race shouldn't decide what your ACT score is. I think most people would agree with this, but I don't know. Somebody who's, quote, progressive does not agree with that. If you're poor, therefore you need a secret bonus score because you were poor. It's like, that's fine. They are disadvantaged. Life is unfair. I know that as a fact. Life is very unfair. But it's like, it's a test, man. You either know it or you don't know it. That's all it comes down to. Do you know it? You don't? You get a bad score. That's all it is. They want it to be some new weird thing where it's like, yes, but he was also sad and poor, so we need to give him a special good score. It's like, no, you really don't. And I guess it's because, you know, my understanding of school has always been that you go to school so that the school system sorts out who's smart and who isn't smart. That's what the school system's supposed to do. Did they already drop this boulder? They haven't dropped this boulder. Come over here, Nergigante. Got him. I just been waiting for him to come over here so I can drop that boulder on him. Yeah, it's a big outrage in my opinion, and I'd like to see those people removed from power. I don't even know how they got into that position. I'm hit. He's got me. I'm dead. Oh, yep, I'm dead. Oh, and look at that, I didn't even get Moxie. Gameconomist, hyped to see the thing you've built. Well, there you go, I'm dead. I knew I was dead after he knocked me over. I think what I need to do is actually not try to get up so fast. I need to just sit there for a while. Yeah, I need to sit there for a while. Sorry, you guys got me all into this subject, honestly. It's a big subject, man. It's a big deal. Alright, we wasted our chance to use the honey. Let's go ahead and grab these real fast. Gameconomist, Kolva armor on budget build isn't too fair. Level 300 with bad internet and never... Well, you should be able to get the Kolv... You should be able to get the Kolv Tarot the armor easily. You don't have to defeat her to get the armor. Yeah, you don't have to defeat her at all. You just have to break the gold plating off of her horns, really. So you should be good. You can also use the... Can't you use the prince now in order to get her gems? So you should be good. Alright, let's go ahead and use attack up large. Alright, we're going to get the attack up large out. So, I can't say his name. Is it Atlian? So there's no difference between a rich family who doesn't require their kid to work and a person who goes to the same school but has to work 2 jobs already. No, there is a difference. I was explaining. I was very poor. Let me explain. So I was homeschooled. I was from a big family of 11 children. A lot of children, right? My parents basically didn't teach me anything. You know, they were terrible teachers. They shouldn't have homeschooled, honestly. They were homeschooled because they were very religious. They taught me a lot of religion. I was good at religion. And then when I went to college entirely on my own money, including I had to pay for my own place to live. I was not living with my parents, so it was extremely expensive. And I only made it through because I worked so extremely hard. And I had friends who their grandparents bought them their computers, and their grandparents bought them, you know, a nice vehicle to drive to school, a nice, clean, safe vehicle to drive to school, and they didn't have to work. And I get it; they get more time to study. They can buy, they can buy private tutors. That's not the point of a test. The point of a test is to know if you know a thing. That's it. Do you know the thing? It's like, you don't know the thing, you got a bad score. That's all school's meant to be. School's not here to be a social justice program. You know, we don't have it here so that poor people can be given some kind of social welfare. Oh, God. He's gonna roar. Yeah, so in my opinion, school is not here to be a social welfare program. And I feel like I'm in a better position, a more knowledgeable position to talk about that than really anyone. Because like I said, I was very poor, man. Very, very poor. 11 kids. You do not... I didn't even get birthday presents most of the time. Like, if you got a birthday present, you were lucky. Right? We didn't eat out on birthdays. When we went out to eat, it was like $200 to go out to eat. But we had a weekly budget of $500 for food. So figure that out, right? To feed 13 people if you count both parents. So I understand the arguments for social welfare. It's just that education isn't about social welfare. It's about, can you do this thing so that everyone's degree is valuable. Once you start changing the rules so that, oh, well, this person got in because he was poor, the businesses, the value of the degree goes down. That's the point. The value of your degree goes down. That's what happens. Terry Lawson says, hey, Gameconomist, what do you think of Dauntless? I have not played Dauntless. You're like the second person to ask. Evageni says, it's not only the schools, there are lots of different kinds of minorities that get pushed for and promoted in the Western society. I don't quite know what you mean by that. All I know is that if your parents worked really hard to be successful and then they did everything they could to make you smart, they're supposed to be rewarded for that. That's the whole idea. People are so afraid of life being unfair. It's like, but life is, nature's unfair. You're born, faster than others. You're born stronger or smarter than others. It's just how things work. And this idea that we can manipulate the labor market by going in and saying, oh, you're really smart, your parents were smart, and you inherited their intelligence, and you inherited their money, their clean, safe environment for you to study in, well, we're going to punish you with a lower score then in the ACT. The idea that they would do this is just not the point of schools, right? Not to me, anyways. That's not the point of schools. Schools are there to see if you're really good at math or not. I don't know. What do I know? I don't run a school. I play video games. But look at me, honestly. Homeschooled, and it was an outrageously bad homeschooling. And I finished my computer science degree with no financial help from my family. I didn't have help with where to live. I didn't have anything, and I still did it. What was the trick? Well, you open your stupid book, and you read your stupid math homework. That was it. There was no trick to it. You just do your math homework. It's like, oh, well, these guys don't have to go to work and do their... Yeah, I get it. But you can just still sit down and do your math homework. You don't get to play as much as they do. So the other students, here's how it works. Because American universities, in my opinion, aren't... I don't know, maybe some of them are really challenging, but I think probably the vast majority of them are reasonably challenging. They go, did you sit down and do X amount of hours of homework? All right, then you know the subject. Right? That's how it works. You just sit down and you do the homework, and then you know it. And what happens is when you work a job while you're in school, you do your homework, and then you just go to work. That's what happens. You don't actually get to play. Rich kids get to go home, do the homework. They don't get to skip homework, right? They still have to know the subject. And then after they're done learning it, they get to play. That's the major difference between them. So they are privileged, and they do get to have more fun than you, but it's not like your poorness means you can't be as smart as them. That's so stupid to imagine. It just turns more people into victims. Because, oh man, I just can't dodge any of his moves. Comrade says, but what if I'm lazy? Oh, well, if you're lazy and poor, then we have a special score for you because you couldn't score as high as the intelligent smart student. Wow, look at all those spikes, man. 3 layers, man. Yeah, it's an outrageous subject. School is there to challenge your kid and to see who's a winner and who's a loser. All right, that was the end. That's too bad. We'll do another run, though. Kohib Badad says, you're on a rant. I totally agree with you, but this has been getting worse and worse. Here's how it works. They judge whether things are fair by looking at outcomes. Different outcomes equal unfair. So what he's talking about is absolutely right. People look at outcomes and they go, wow, one person is rich and one person is poor. That's so unfair. We need to make a rule that forces all of the same outcomes. That was never the point. The point was never to have the same outcome. Some people work harder than others. That was what got me through college. I just worked. I'm a workaholic. I get up, I go to work. There was a point where we were in senior year, and I was working 12 hours to earn money so that I could move to a different apartment, right? That had a better, I paid less for the second apartment. And I was working 12 hours a day, and I was in my senior year. And I did it. I finished the senior year. I had a normal senior year, and I finished with I was like a B average student. I wasn't like a mind-blowing student. But the point is, we finished. And this idea that, well, Derek needs a Gameconomist needs a secret good score because he's also working well. No, it's not about that. It's just, do I know the subject or do I not know the subject? That's what a grade is. Yeah. It's a bit outrageous. It actually upsets me a bit. It upsets me a bit. It's more of this forced equal outcomes, right, that he was just talking about. It's like, nope. I think people today find it really hard to accept that some people are harder workers. I think people find that really hard to accept. Why is Jimmy's parents so wealthy that they can buy him well, his parents inherited the money. Well, where did the parents' inheritance come from? His grandparents worked really hard. Somewhere in his ancestral line, somebody worked their freaking ass off and made that asset, made that money. And you're supposed to reward that. I do get upset by stuff like that. Inflated scores. economist today? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I am talking a lot, though. Let's see what Lonnie has here. Sierra Coilbender. Sierra Coilbender is probably not a very good choice. It's interesting, though. No. There's no way this is any good. I'm sure if we looked up a speedrunner, they're using the Kiarbo. The build might be good. What I'm saying is, against Arch-Tempered Nergigante, he's got crit draw as well. Is this a Dragon Piercer build? This is a Dragon Piercer build. Not a big fan of the Dragon Piercer. Okay, Hunter's Proudbow. Hunter's Proudbow, isn't that the Bone Tree? With max defense boost, guys, we're going hard. We got the Spore Puff and Amon bringing Empress Edge Sticks, another wide-range weapon. This is going to be a very crazy run. I don't think we're going to make it. That's my prediction. Mink says, now let's talk abortion. How fast can I get everyone to unsubscribe from me? Mohammed says, in the UK, if you are hardworking and are talented, then it will take you to the top. Exactly. That is how it's supposed to work, guys. If you work harder than somebody else, you're supposed to make more money than them. And then you take your money and you spend it on your kid because you're a good person, and now your kid has an advantage over other kids. That's how it works. And the school says, oh, well, we have to factor in for that advantage. No, you don't. It just comes down to hard work. The poor kid can actually still get a perfect GPA. It just matters if that kid sat down with the goddamn book for 20 hours and read the stupid book. It's very boring to do that. Nobody likes to learn. It's hard to learn. Some people like to learn, actually. You meet them in college. Most people do not like to sit around learning. And it's just a matter of, did they do it or not? You'd be surprised how much time you have. Even in America, where you might be working 2 jobs to get through school, you'd be surprised that you have time to sit down on YouTube and listen to a guy explain mathematics to you, you know? And if you either did it or you didn't do it, and if you did it, you got a good grade, and if you didn't do it, you got a bad grade. But the school's like, but you're also a poor minority, so now we have to have a secret score. You know, that's just, it's so unfair. It's so unfair. And I think it's insulting to students who really earned their score. Lab CS, thank you for the very generous donation. He says, my dad makes me work so much at home, so I lost motivation and now I have bad grades. Feel bad for me. Did your parents overwork you? I felt like I was a bit overworked when I was younger. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I was overworked when I was younger, but I felt like I handled it pretty well. When I was a teenager, we had something called the buddy system. Let me explain the buddy system to you. So there were so many goddamn kids, right? There was 11 children. There were so many kids that my mom couldn't actually take care of all the babies at the same time very well. So we were homeschooled and we were home all day, and your job suddenly became to take care of the kids. Your job was to actually take care of them as if you were a parent. This was called the buddy system. So at the age of 15, I was taking care of like an infant, my baby brother, and that was my life until I left home. Every day I had to take care of this baby, change all his diapers. I had to change all of his diapers. I had to feed him. I had to play with him and try to get my school done. That was my life experience. And then my dad ran a small business from the garage, and instead of doing my actual school, I spent a lot of time helping him run this business to help make money to be able to afford the family, right? Because it's expensive. It's expensive to have a family of 11 kids. So he had his regular job as an engineer, and then he had a home business. And all I did was run this home business and take care of this kid, and I barely did any school. Barely did any school at home. I didn't know algebra. I didn't know algebra when I left home. I knew a little bit of algebra because I had opened the book a few times and read it. I went to school for computer science, and I didn't know algebra. I still graduated. What was the trick? You just go home and read the goddamn homework. That was the trick. It didn't matter how poor I was. You just read the freaking homework and you do the goddamn homework. Oh, but he's poor. It's like you don't need a special score. You just do the homework. All right, I'm done. I'm done ranting on that. I'm sorry. It feels actually racist to say, but you know, like, I don't know. It just feels racist. It feels very racist to have a score like that. If I was a successful student, let's say I'm a successful Asian student, I would feel like it's racist against me. If I was a successful poor black student, I would feel like it was racist against me. Like, even if it benefits me, it's nice that it benefits me, right? But I would feel like, wow, just let me take credit for my own achievements in life, rather than giving me this, oh, you poor thing, here's this special benefit just for you because you're sad, right? Get out of my life, you know, like, just leave me alone, let me get this score done on my own. Just imagine that. Imagine in Monster Hunter World, we got all these speedrunners, right? But let's say you're a poor minority speedrunner. So what happens is, Capcom detects if you're a poor minority, and they shave a few seconds off of your speedrun because you're disadvantaged. It's like, F you, man. F you, that's so stupid. Okay, Goner says, Gameconomist, I'm so glad to hear you also come from a huge family. You wouldn't happen to be the oldest child, would you? I'm the oldest son. I have 2 older sisters, but I was the oldest son. It was kind of a traditional religious home, so it's kind of like being the oldest sibling. And I was an older sibling to most of the children, you know what I mean? Dogani, oh, chat room's moving too fast for me to read it. Let's move over here. Yeah, I guess I am passionate about the issue. It's so frustrating. They want to do Elizabeth Warren. She's like, oh, you agreed to pull out all these student loans. Here, now they're paid for because, I don't know, crazy. I need to pander to you guys to vote for me. Student loan forgiveness. Student loan forgiveness. How about you don't pull out a student loan if you know you can't pay it back? How about that? And then you don't ask other people to pay for it. Anyways, I'll get off my soapbox. Life may be hard, depends on how much you can take and how much you're ready to do to get successful. That's right. So a big part of being successful, this is the trick. You want to be successful, how long can you delay gratification? If you are the kind of person who can hold off having the delicious candy and junk food that you want, hold off playing video games, hold off doing the things you'd prefer to do. If you're somebody who can hold off doing those things and go to work instead, you're just going to be successful. That's just how it is. You are going to be successful. If you're somebody who has very low self-control, you don't have much self-control, it's going to be a tough time for you. And that's how the world is. The world rewards you for having a lot of self-control, and it punishes you for having very low self-control, right? So you eat too many cookies, you get fat. You eat broccoli every day, and maybe like dried chicken breast. We all know how to be healthy. It's not like some secret. There's no secret to being healthy. It's just like, oh no, I'm dead. I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. Ooh! There's no secret to being healthy. We all know what it is. But we just don't do it because it's difficult to do what you're supposed to do. And it's the same with school and education. It's hard to sit down with a book. It's hard. Gameconomist, the oldest son is often found to have the highest IQ among his siblings. I think I did really well too compared to my brothers, so maybe that's true. But I've not looked that up for myself, and I think you would only have to find a younger sibling. You'd only have to find a younger sibling who's outdoing his older brother to suggest IQ in that case didn't matter. And I'm sure there's plenty of cases of that, but I think I'm actually outdoing my brothers. I finished my computer science degree, I got the sexiest wife, and I have the coolest job. I work on YouTube, so I'm gonna claim that I win. My other brothers, I have one brother, he was in the Army, and now he works for Boeing, and then I have my closest in age brother, he went into the Air Force, and I think he's still in the Air Force. He moved to Nebraska, and he and I don't get along too much, so I haven't talked to him in like 12 years. I have no idea what he does. Goner Nation Army says, Gameconomist, I'm the oldest son of 17. Whew. I also come from a religious family. I was basically delegated to proxy parents by the time I was 12, and I was expected to keep up with my studies and chores. Yeah, precisely. And this is you if you're telling the truth, 17. That's the most I've ever met. I met a family. I can't remember their names. It might have been the Mashmeyers, and they had 16 children. But you're saying 17, so that's one more child than that. And we all knew each other. All the large families knew each other because it was like this weird religious cult thing, where it's like, you had a lot of kids, we're having a lot of kids. Everybody wants you to marry somebody from the large family too. They're like, have you married, are you going to marry so-and-so? That's what happens. The Vitality Mantle is actually kind of, not Vitality, the Ghillie Mantle is actually kind of cool. So I can go invisible, and this means I can heal them without being interrupted, and I can reset the buffs without being interrupted. It's like literal corner cornering? Is that the term? Oh, we lost Rylodin. I'm not expecting this run to go too far. We got Dragon Piercer Bow versus Arch-Tempered Nergigante. Think about that for a second, guys. So we know that the bows and the bow guns, they get one shot by at least 2 of Nergigante's moves. And then Whoa, Nergigante. Arch-Tempered Nergigante is like the fastest monster alive right now. It's crazy fast. We didn't get the turf war? So oh! He still got me, Uh-oh. I'm out. Gameconomist, did you marry so-and-so? I married a girl I met in college. I met her in my first year in college, and she's awesome, and we're still married. We just recently got married. Let me say that another way. We've been together for 6 years, and it's been a really wonderful 6 years. And we finally just got married. So we got married this year, and things just seem really good. We don't like fight. We do everything together. We have similar interests. We have similar political and religious beliefs. So go find somebody like that and put them in your life. It makes you much happier. Gameconomist, Mormon confirmed. My family was Catholic. Today, I'm not that religious. I think that religion is, I think that we don't have an explanation for the origin of man, right? So the world is still very religious. I also think that religion's very good at ordering societies. There's a really interesting thing with religions where they make you have lots of children, and they make you tell the children to be good people. Basically they civilize children. That's what religions do. So religions have a real social usefulness to them, if you want to say that. Yeah. Maybe it depends on what religion you're in. One of the interesting things who flashes Arch-Tempered Nergigante out of the sky when he has black spikes? What are you hoping to accomplish? He's just gonna roar again as soon as he's done, and then he's gonna dive bomb again. Unless you're like saving somebody who's stunned. That's understandable. So he's about to roar again. Goner Nation Army says, Gameconomist, that's exactly what happened. I married my childhood sweetheart, and she's the oldest of 11. We're very happy and both agree we don't want any more than maybe 3 kids. Right, so that's how I feel as well. After having so many siblings in my life and knowing how much work it is to raise children and all that, you would wonder if maybe being part of a large family would make you want to have a large family, but for me, it's the other way around. It's almost like I'm catching up on my childhood, believe it or not. It feels like I'm catching up on my childhood, because I did not play as a child. All I did was work. I worked for my dad. I took care of babies. When I left home, I didn't get any help from my parents financially, so I spent all my time earning money so that I could go to college, work all the time. Wow, gut saving me there. Do I have a max potion? I do. Oh. Yeah, this is rough. It's rough. But yeah, the whole whatever it is, this inflated diversity score because you were poor or sad or something like that. Who the F cares, man? How undignified. How undignified. Who would want to be a successful, smart... Let's say you're a successful, smart, scientific black man, and you've done the work. You're like reading the books, you're a real smart guy, and then you get like some special score for being black. How patronizing. F that, man. How freaking Oh my god, look at this turf war. It's so messed up. The Gajalaka took down Teostra rather than Nergigante. Oh my gosh, what a waste. But yeah, it's very patronizing in my opinion. And once again, if you just want to know who's going to do a good job at work, you don't look at who's rich and who's poor, you just look at who got the scores. It's the only thing that matters. Yeah, it's very frustrating. It's clown world, guys. Or if you're a student like you're Asian and you just did really well because you sat around all day reading a book, and then you're going to secretly have some of your score taken away because you're overrepresented in college, F that. F that. I would be outraged. Oh, and he smacks me. Still alive, though. I've probably been playing like trash. I'm not even looking at the game. I'm just thinking about all these fun topics. I don't want to get over preachy. I think I do, though. I think I get over preachy. Oh, rolled a little early there. Look at this. I'm going to die. So that is a case of like almost a perfectly gone wrong hunt. That shows you how important it is to get that turf war. What actually happened there? We lost the Gajalaka. We didn't get the bonus turf war damage on Arch-Tempered Nergigante. And then Arch-Tempered Teostra goes into Arch-Tempered Teostra goes into his supernova when Arch-Tempered Nergigante roars, and I happen to have missed the dodge on the roar, so you better get that damn turf war. Brad James, I understand me and my wife both raised our brothers, so we felt we had our kids and don't need to have more of our own. Well, you get taxed so heavily, and we have student debt, and we bought a house that we're paying a mortgage on, but we're also paying her parents' mortgage home because they didn't save up, unfortunately. They didn't make any savings, and then the mother got cancer. She has stage 4 cancer that she's dealing with. So we're just drained of all of our money. How are we supposed to have children? It's like not fair. Mink says, don't be a coward. Let's hear your abortion opinion. So Minks, if you must know, I've been debating abortion since I was like really young. And that has to do with the fact that when I was like 8 years old, I got into politics. My parents were extremely political kinds of people. They were religious and political. And I grew up in that environment and got very involved with it. And I think I have kind of my parents' personality as well. So I kind of enjoy it as well. On abortion, I think that you have to have pro-abortion laws in your country. They don't have to be extreme. Like the 9-month abortion laws in New York now or whatever, you can feel sad and then you can kill a 9-month-old baby. That's murder. I think most people would agree that's murder. The crux of the abortion argument is still over definitions of personhood. We don't really know what a life is, what a human life is. Somebody like Ben Shapiro would make an argument that it's the zygote or whatever, where you have all the DNA for a new human being. And then probably somebody who's pro-abortion would say, well, there has to be a heartbeat and a certain amount of brain activity. So there's various arguments you can make from either position. For religious people, it's very easy to make a decision on when personhood begins. It's very easy because you believe in the soul, right? You believe in the human soul. And so as soon as you believe there's an individual, that would be like a zygote cell, you say that zygote cell has a soul, that's an individual person, I don't have a right to kill that thing, right? That's what you say, I don't have a right to kill it. Now, if you're not religious and you don't believe in a soul, it's much more difficult because now you're saying, what exactly is a human being? Most people will agree on 2 physical aspects of humanhood. Intelligence, that would be brain matter, or a heartbeat. One of those 2 things, maybe both of those things. So those are the kind of defining aspects of being alive. So for religious people, it's typically as soon as you've been conceived, you have a soul, you're a person. For non-religious people, it's do you have a heartbeat, do you have brain activity? And the question is, how much of a brain activity, right? Questions like that. Now hear me out. So you can't have your state telling people what religious ideas are correct. This is why I think that you have to have abortion be allowed, because you don't get to define personhood by who has a soul. The zygote cell argument, I feel, is an interesting argument, but having the potential of being a human, it's not quite the same of being a human. Because you can make the argument that a sperm cell has the potential to be a human, and an egg cell has the potential of being a human, but they're not. Religious people will not argue that sperms are humans and eggs are humans, right? They have the potential to be, but they're not. So you can make the same argument for a zygote cell. Yes, it's reached a point where the sperm and the egg are connected and it's growing, but guess what? It's a sperm and cell that just touched each other. So that's you can make all kinds of arguments. You can get very philosophical, actually. But the question is, what is your government supposed to do? That's where it gets different. So let me put it this way. You're Catholic. The Catholic Church is very clear about Christian morality. No abortion. So what you're supposed to do is you're a Catholic and you decide not to have an abortion. But you don't tell other people what they get to decide. That's how it's supposed to work. That's what a free society is supposed to do. The reason it's a conflicting issue for Catholics and for other religious people is they actually do believe it is a human being. They do believe that it's a baby and that it's being murdered. So they have a moral responsibility to always fight abortion. But if you want to talk about having a government that's very, secular, if you want to use that word, a government that doesn't enforce Catholicism on its people, you have to have more physical definitions of personhood. But the whole like 9-month
All right,
abortion,
Fletcher.
that's a joke.
Ready
Like
for one
who
more
really
quest?
believes a 9-month-old baby is not a human being? Somebody who really wants an abortion, that's who. Or somebody who doesn't mind murder, which I believe those people are out there. They don't mind. Chance Coffee, thank you for the donation, by the way. I want in on Nergigante, says Chance. Do you have a gamer tag, Chance? Maybe we can get you in a run. Let's get Vitality Mantle. We had the wrong mantle this whole time. Let's get a win this time. We have, Gift God Mike and Ryloden. So yeah, my official stance is that people can decide for themselves not to have an abortion. If you're a religious person and you don't want to have an abortion, you need to decide for yourself not to have one. And if a secular atheist decides to have an abortion, you need to accept that your God will punish that person for having an abortion, and it's not your business to tell them using the law what they can and cannot do. In fact, in the New Testament, Jesus Christ is all about explaining how you're punished in heaven and hell, and that really, give to Caesar what's Caesar's. He's kind of making a separation between your motives, what you choose to do as an individual, and God's role in society. The Jews actually still believed that God was going to have a role in our actual society, like God would be almost like a king for us, right? Jesus would be a king for us. But the Catholics and the Christians believed, sorry, I'm itching my eye. They believed that it was all separate now. The stuff that happens in heaven and hell and all that judgment stuff is all separate from our government. You can have an evil government and you can still be a good person on earth. Mezzi says, Gameconomist, I gotta disagree. The government is defined by the laws the people desire, therefore they must enforce the norms of the society they govern, even if the norms are religiously inspired. Well, you want to argue about the Constitution, and the best constitutional argument that the pro-lifers have is that we have a responsibility to protect Americans. We have a responsibility to do that. And then the argument shifts over to, okay, well, what is an American? And then it just goes right back to the personhood argument. So Mezzi, the argument is always over what is personhood, right? So the government does have a responsibility not to let people get murdered. I agree, but defining what personhood is very important. Yeah, what are we talking about? Let's reset our buffs. Many pro-life people are non-religious. 50% of all Americans are pro-life. That's true. That means that 50% of people are pro-choice. I guess it's supposed to be surprising that people are pro-life, but I'm not actually surprised. I went on the pro-life march myself many times because I was required to as a kid. It was a good experience. I actually enjoyed being in Washington, D.C. It's one of the only times I got out of my parents' home as a kid. We went on the pro-life many years. And I sympathize with pro-lifers. Let me explain why. So, as I stated, I believe that since there's no religious definition of personhood that should be allowed in our government, that's why I believe that abortion has to remain legal. However, let me say this to the people who are genuinely not for murder, but they're still pro-abortion. Let me say this. So your definition is all about heartbeats, and your definition is all about brainwaves, right? That's what you're saying. It's like, well, it's not really human, therefore I'm not committing murder, so I'm not a bad person. Well, let me say this. What we typically do then is we pick a date within the pregnancy when the fetus is then swapped over from being, I don't know, the mother's, I thought I was going to roll that. We pick a date like 3 weeks into the pregnancy, 2 months into the pregnancy, where the fetus becomes a person. That's what ends up happening with these arguments. You say, okay, now the fetus is a person. But it's just like, think about how fickle that argument really is. So imagine, let's say you live in a state where you're allowed to have an abortion up to the first 4 weeks of pregnancy. And then we say, after that, is a human being, it's got a heartbeat, right? It's got brain activity, and it would be murder if we were to kill it. Okay, fair enough. 4 weeks. So what if the timing of your abortion is 3 weeks, 6 days, 23 hours, and 59 minutes? Literally in 1 minute, you're not allowed to have that abortion. Is it a fetus or is it a baby? And that's the problem I have with the heartbeat argument. So for people who are pro-abortion, who don't want to commit murder, and they just don't believe it's a human being, think about how shifty your argument really is. What is really the difference between a fetus that is, I don't know, 3 weeks old, 23 hours, 3 weeks and 23 hours old, versus a 4-week-old fetus that we now call a person. There's not a big difference. It's like a few hours of a difference. So what is it with that line? Is it, you know what I mean? What is it with that line, that 1 minute, that 1 second, that suddenly defines the fetus as a person? And if you knew that you were actually killing a human being because the fetus is old enough, how would you feel about that? Right? You know, what if your state says 4 weeks, right? But your fetus develops so slightly faster than that. Or here's a better explanation. You miscalculate when you actually got pregnant, and your fetus is further along than you realize, and you just murdered your baby. I think people who generally want abortion don't really think in those terms, though, because they're not actually... I feel like there's a lot of people who are pro-abortion who don't actually care too much about the murder. They're mostly focused on the inconvenience of the pregnancy. And it's like, well, we're talking law here. Definitions matter a lot, and you're really, really, really not supposed to murder people. Because what's the difference between murdering a baby and murdering an innocent person? Technically there's no difference. It's just that it's very easy to murder the baby. Because if you could just define the baby as not a baby, then suddenly you're allowed to murder it. Like in New York. New York's a perfect example of this. You can suddenly define a 9-month-old baby as not a baby. Now you get to murder it. It's like, this is a difficult topic. I think that, once again, you can't have a government that establishes spiritual definitions of personhood. I think the state has to have more reasonable definitions of personhood, but yeah, it's a very important issue. It's an important issue. What I don't support, of course, is anyone who really believes a 9-month-old baby is good for killing. Have you ever held a 9-month-old baby? I had 11 siblings. I know how developed they are. You're either a bad person who is open to murder, or you don't know what you're talking about if you think that's not a baby. And then on the flip side, the religious people who think, oh yeah, my wife's been raped, and she's got the rapist's baby in her belly, but she is not allowed to have an abortion at all. Those people are too extreme as well. Can you even imagine in nature how it turns out for the male who allows his partner to be raped, and then he just he's just like, oh, well, we can't do anything about it, right? It doesn't turn out well for those males in nature who don't have a problem with that. Oh, but the baby's innocent. The baby is innocent, but the father's not, and the baby's there without the mother's approval. Mink says, Gameconomist, so why not what the biologist's definition of when life starts? Oh, here, let's go ahead and focus. We're going to focus on the video for a second. So we did a few runs with the hunting horn. Unfortunately, I think we had some bad... we definitely had some bad runs there. We're going to move on to the next weapon because we got to keep this stream running. Let's jump over to the dual blades. The way I see it, if a guy got you pregnant because he raped you, he murdered the baby. That's the way I see it. And if the mother decides to have an abortion and you're religious, you can think of it as the man murdering the baby. That's what just happened. She did not want the baby, and he forced it on her. It's real simple. People who say you got to carry the baby to term after being raped, man, they're not smart. Health boost. I mean, just imagine. I feel like they lack imagination as part of the problem. They lack imagination. Just imagine your wife laying next to you. She's going through her pregnancy and you lay down with her each night, watching another man's baby grow in her belly. Just disgusting. And you act like that'll have no impact on your relationship? Please. Nonsense. Alright, so we have the Geralt armor set because it has built-in weakness exploit. It has built-in marathon runner. We just added crit boost. We're using the Zerial... Wait. We can't use the Zerial dual blades. We're supposed to be using cheap weapons. The Geralt set actually is cheap, by the way. It's available very early to you as a player. So we are allowed to use the Geralt set, but I think the Zerial dual blades isn't fair game. We're gonna use Wrathful Predation instead. These are the Devil Joe dual blades. And we'll have Handicraft. Here we go. Yeah, just imagine a guy rapes your wife, and for 9 months she gets to lay next to you, and you get to watch her belly grow with the rapist's baby in it. That'll be good for your relationship. Just ridiculous. Well, the baby's innocent. Baby was murdered by the father. That's what happened. Alright, we'll do protection. You can, you know, do whatever you want to the father, the rapist. You can have him go, you can give him the death sentence for creating a baby that would be aborted. This idea that you can force women to be pregnant through rape, I don't know whose idea that was. That was a bad idea. Alright, so here's our build. Defensive build. We're not going to have the best affinity. Maybe what we'll do for the boosters, we'll actually drop the vitality booster. And we'll bring the affinity booster. Is the affinity booster hard to accomplish? I think it's actually hard to come by, the affinity booster. So we won't use that. We'll actually continue using vitality mantle and health booster. But since we have negative 10% affinity, there's no point in having crit boost 3 if we can actually use that to raise our affinity levels. We can only raise it by 5 though with the expert jewel. You know what we could do actually? We can have the sharp decoration. We're dropping 1 level of crit boost and bringing protective polish instead. Minx is like, what other politics can we talk about? I don't know. How quickly do I want to commit YouTuber suicide? Mezzy says, Gameconomist, can we really not imagine that, please? It's an awful thing to imagine. It's an awful thing to imagine, which is exactly why when you have Christian Republicans saying, oh, well, the rape baby is innocent, when they have them saying that, it's like, whatever you want to say, but you cannot force a woman to carry a rapist baby, because you are definitely lacking imagination of how torturous that's going to be for him and for her. You are not being considerate to them. Oh, it was a human life. What? The father murdered that human. The rapist murdered that baby, not the mother. The rapist murdered that baby. That is the correct answer. The finale made no sense. Oh, you guys are talking about Game of Thrones. Zial Ruck says, Gameconomist, the reason I ask is because I have a cousin who, as a result of their most recent temper tantrum, threw their kid across the room just a few weeks ago. It sounds like I missed the first part of what you were saying there. Let me see if I can scroll up and see what you were saying earlier. May I inquire as to your opinion on people who shouldn't have children, people who can't keep it in their pants? Yeah, so I know what you're talking about. It's not really something I've thought about too much. Maybe you're suggesting some people shouldn't be allowed to have children. Okay, so in order to enforce that in the law, you're talking about population control. And I could see that becoming real shifty real fast in America, right? People would see that as an issue of race and government power. So I don't see that happening soon, but what you're talking about really does happen. Some people have children who they mistreat the children very badly. They can't afford the children, and then you and I pay for it, which is outrageous. But I don't really know what we can do with our laws to really fix that. The only thing I can think of is to reduce welfare for those people, to discourage them to do something that we're going to pay for. So that's the only thing I can think of. Mezzy says, I meant we really need to change the topic. Besides, we all know there are some sickos out there that are into that kind of stuff. Well, we don't need to talk about that. Yukino Rose says, you can, just isn't more socially correct. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Don't you think this is too budget? You need to be HR 50 for Arch-Tempered Nergigante. Well, Dadicon, I'm not making any assumptions about the people who are playing here. You never know what people have. It's just a challenge for me, really. It's like playing with the handicap. Right, and I don't know, I find it kind of fun. Let's go ahead and have this Mega Potion. Any budget builds for the Behemoth? I have doo-doo gems, though. Yeah, maybe I should do that later. I don't know what I have planned after this for the live streams. Love me some eugenics. Oh, no. Eugenics is a very bad thing. Eugenics always is going to be ending in a bad situation, so I can't agree there. Hey guys, wasn't Nergigante weak to Thunder and not Dragon? Yes, so Nergigante is weak to both Dragon and Thunder, but he's more weak to Thunder. The issue here is the raw damage from the Devil Joe Blades is going to be much better than any of our Thunder options.
Fine, I'll cut you down
I've been rolled a
first.
second roar. Gameconomist, oh, my apologies. I just wanted to hear your thoughts. Not really what ramifications government might have on such a situation. Yeah, there's a lot of parents who are very abusive to their children. It's a very sucky thing. You know, I feel like it kind of perpetuates a lot of violence because those kids grow up and they have children, and then they're abusive to those children as well. It's a very sad situation, but what can you do about it? Obviously, the parents can do everything about it. The parents could just stop being bad people, but you can't force people to be good people. So the most you could do is take their children away and send those parents off to jail, which we actually do that. Yeah, we take children away from parents who are like addicted to drugs, and it's just, you know, people fail. That's something we don't like to talk about, I notice, in society. It makes everyone uncomfortable to talk about failures. We don't like to talk about that subject. We like to think about people who are doing great, they're successful, and they're beautiful. We don't talk about people who are really ugly and they've got nothing going for them, and their boss tells them to get all their crap out of their desk, they're fired, and then they go home and they beat their children. We don't like to talk about that. It's unpleasant. We know it's going to cost tax dollars. We don't want to have to be involved in their lives and required to help them. It's just an unfortunate situation. And what's sad is that people who have low self-control are often the people who have the most troubles. And at the same time, sexuality is something that you're meant to, you know, have a bit of self-control over. So when you have no self-control over your sexuality, you end up having children, because that's the nature of sex, right? You end up having children. So a lot of bad people end up having kids. And it's like, what can you do about it? Not much. Not much without implementing some really, really shady government rules about who can and can't have children. There's not much you can do about it otherwise. Oh, 2 people dead in stage 1. That's not good. I still believe in us, guys. What do you say about women who go into the clinics to take care of it just because it's the easiest option? I think he's talking about abortion. I don't know. That's their that's their legal right. If you want to say they don't have a legal right to have an abortion, then you need to make a case for that. I think that women should have a legal right to abortion. There should be limits on that legal right that has to do with the definition of personhood. If you can define a fetus as a person, if you can make that definition, then you shouldn't be having an abortion. If you can't define it as a person, then you can have that abortion. And it's a question of what do you believe a person is. And we all have different beliefs on that. Those beliefs should be reasonable. 9-month-old baby is clearly a person. Anyone arguing that is not, I feel, is being dishonest with you. Budget extremist. That'd be pretty crazy. Gameconomist, yes, children among other things like STIs, STDs. Yeah, precisely. People who have sexual addiction, they're just out of control. They're not very smart. How can you be so... It's like when I go out on the road and I see people texting and driving on a highway going 70 miles an hour. Where is your sense of judgment? Like, don't do it, man. 70 miles an hour, you're definitely dead, and somebody died with you, right? Just bad. It's kind of like that, you know, like, oh, do you have STIs? Yeah, I do. Oh, do you have condoms? No, I don't. Oh, well, let's still have sex. It's like, somebody out there you know is doing that. And it's just like, what are they thinking? What are they thinking? I don't know. I don't want to know. I'll stay in my bubble playing Monster Hunter with you guys. And we'll talk about them. The great thing about being pro-choice is that you can choose to or not. Yeah, so that is exactly what I was suggesting earlier. Are you religious? Fine, don't have an abortion. If you're not religious, you can still have an abortion, because you're defining personhood as having a heartbeat. You're defining personhood as having a certain brain activity. That's the whole point. And I don't feel that religious people have made a good case against that. Religious people have made a terrific case for humans having a soul, I guess. But if you're not buying into it, then you don't care. He is scary. Dual blades do feel good against him, I gotta say. The good thing about being pro-life is that your birth rate is above replacement. Well, maybe people would have more children if they weren't busy paying for... no, anyways, I don't want to get into that topic so much. people who are worried about the birth rate thing, I think it's silly to say that people are forced to have children, have more children. It's a very complex subject. I think there's a lot of toys today that you can buy that you couldn't even buy just in the 90s. Think about it. So you want to buy a cell phone? You're talking about maybe like $1,000 purchase or more, or less. It could be like $500, $1,500 purchase. But you're also talking about your phone plan. It's like all that money used to just go toward having children. So what do you want to do? You want to give up your cell phone and have children? Or so there's all these things we buy now that we didn't used to buy. College is more expensive. Your parents are poor and your parents can't afford cancer treatment, like in my case. I think that if everyone was just wealthier, we would probably have more children. But it's like, I don't know. We could talk about the subject. I don't know how much I want to get into it. I've already talked about that subject before. The whole birth rate fear, as if there's like some number we're required to have of human population. There's no number that you're required to have. People who are worried about birth rate population replacement, these are usually people who are actually worried about their ethnic replacement. That's what they're actually worried about. So there's white people worried about being replaced by Mexicans and black people. People don't like to say that. That's exactly what it is, though. You're not having enough white babies, but the black people are having lots of babies, and the Mexicans are having lots of babies, and it scares you. And you don't like to be honest about it, but that's actually what it is. So people who are all into that stuff, is like, you need to chill. And if you want to have more children, go have more children. Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's stopping you from having more children. You can have more children right now. Just like the people who have children and they can't afford it. You can go do that. Let's see what people are saying. I personally feel like whoever has the baby in them has the power to justify if they do or do not want the child. Sure, it is morally incorrect in most eyes, but at the end of the day, is their opinion? Well, I mean, I don't know how much I want to like argue with you guys over this because I don't want to sound like a big meanie, but it's like, it's a 9-month-old baby. Stop it. How the baby's already there. Just whatever, have a C-section or birth it and then put it up for adoption. If you can't make a case where that baby is clearly not a person, you've just committed a murder. What's the difference between you and a murderer? And are you okay with being a murderer? And most women will say no. But women who support 9-month abortion, and I'm saying 9-month abortion where the mother's life is not in danger, right? People who support that, they either haven't thought about it long enough, or these are not the kind of people you want in your society, to be honest. You want a civilized society. You can't have a civilized society if people don't agree not to murder each other. That is like the default thing you all have to agree on, is not to murder each other. And murdering a 9-month-old baby is still murder. So you either have to explain how it's not a baby, it's not a human, or you have to admit that you're okay with murder. One of those two things. All right, let's eat. Gameconomist, this reminds me of when I talked with my mom not too long ago about planning my future, thinking about getting kids in marriage. She replied, "Honey, you need a boyfriend first." Savage mom. Oh man. I had 2 older sisters, well, guys, so they were all into boys when I was a teenager. All they talked about was boys, and they were all dating. I remember, it was exciting. When I was like 15 years old. LabCS says, Gameconomist, can you make a counter for how many times you cart in the stream? How many times have I carted? Is it 1 time so far? That is a good idea, by the way, LabCS. I will definitely think about that. That is a good idea. Let's see what people are bringing. Chance is bringing Tereth Strongarm Horn. Full Agitator. Look at that. He's got Focus, Artillery, and Agitator, huh? Interesting. But no Weakness Exploit, no White Sharpness. I wonder which one's better. Mike has Deep Vero with proper augmentations, and he has Wide Range, Health Boost, Crit Boost, Weakness Exploit, Handicraft, Max Might, Crit Eye. Not a bad build. Actually, it's a pretty solid build. Vader has Purgation's Atrocity. Excuse me. Purgation's Atrocity. This is the Nergigante Greatsword. It's actually not a very damaging Greatsword. And he is missing out. Is he? Yeah, he is. He's missing out on Crit Boost 3, so he will not be doing as much damage as maybe he thinks he will. I don't know what he thinks he'll do, but that's okay. We don't tell people they can't play. We just take a look at the builds. All right. Who takes 9 months to get an abortion, lol? Isn't it normally right at the first months or even days? Who knows, Matthias? The idea, though, that your government will sponsor a 9-month abortion is pretty oof in my book. I think that if you are a common sense individual, you know at 9 months the baby is pretty damn well formed, has a lot of brain activity, responds to touch, responds to the mother, right? I don't know how many of you guys spend a lot of time around 9-month babies. I have 11 siblings. I spend a lot of time around them. They're human beings, okay? If you want to talk about a zygote cell, sperm in the egg just touched, right? It's barely anything. Okay, we can make a case for that. You can say, yeah, that can be, we can stop that from reaching a point where it's developed to have a heartbeat, right? But if you're at 9 months, what are you thinking? So, and they were all clapping when they passed that bill in New York, so I don't know. They're thinking something. Law Guy says, I'm 22. The thing is, she knows I've never really been interested in relationships and sex, but when I decided to talk with her about it, she went all savage. Man. Savage mom, huh? Man, I had kind of like my mom was like, she was a very orderly person. That's the kind of personality she had. So you didn't really talk to her too much about relationships and stuff like that. She was just a very orderly person. You talked about getting work done.
Ready for one more quest?
The primary topic you would actually talk about with my mom. She never seemed really too worried about us having our relationships either. So you're lucky to have those conversations. Rough Rider says, Gameconomist, could you show your item pouch loadout, please? Highlighting why you have the less obvious ones. I've been thinking a lot about making an item pouch guide because I think there's actually a lot of tricks I can teach you guys and a lot of good information in there. But yeah, we can briefly go over it in the live stream. I think if I don't forget. Oh, he's going to roar in a second. Get behind him. Oh! Okay, somebody dropped the boulder on him. That's fine. Start chopping at the tail. Gameconomist, has he done Charge Blade yet? No, we're on Dual Blades right now. We'll do Charge Blade last. How about that? Parents want grandchildren. That is universal. I don't think that's true. Actually, when my wife and I started dating 6 years ago, her parents were really clear that they didn't want to feel like grandparents yet, so they didn't want us to, you know, like have children quite yet. Of course, we weren't married, but I think they were just being rational parents, worried we were gonna accidentally have a child younger, you know what I mean? We didn't do that. We finished our college education. I would love an item pouch guide. That's right, there's actually a lot of tricks to the item pouch that just aren't talked about, and it's one of the things, when you're watching a speedrunner do their stuff, I can see that the person doing the speedrun is real smart about their items. They have they have it all planned out, everything they'll eat, everything they have set up. And there's little bits and tricks, and the problem is the item pouch takes so long to talk about. Nobody talks about it. It's kind of a drier subject, really. Come over here, Nergigante. Ah! Alright, and that's on him now. Oh, the spikes just turned black. That's my luck. Interesting subjects in the live stream today. We talked about the SAT having a privilege score now. We talked about my stance on abortion. My stance is a moderate stance where if you're a religious person, that's great. Practice your religion, but don't force other people to practice your religion. And of course, my belief is that the government does have a job to make sure people are not being murdered, but you actually have to be able to define a fetus as a person, and people have different definitions for personhood. So that was abortion. I don't know if we talked about other things. We talked a little bit about whether some people should or should not have children. And it's like, that's a difficult one, because there's not a lot you can do. You just kind of hope that your country is full of high-quality people having high-quality families. Nuclear family, right? Isn't that the term? I'm playing so bad, though, in the meantime. You guys know I'd be playing better if I was focusing. Could you maybe also show some of your Switch Axe builds when you're arriving there? I just started getting into the weapon, and I could really use some nice builds. Well, I started with the Switch Axe later, so mostly what I know is you have the Devil Joe Switch Axe, and you have the Kiar Switch Axes. The Kiar Switch Axes started doing real well with the Elemental, just like Lance, just like Dual Blades, all of the Kiar weapons. Oh. I'm gonna get hurt. That hurts. I do like politics, and I do like philosophy and science and religion. All those are very fun subjects. They're very important subjects. They're very important subjects. Those are the subjects that kind of determine the quality of your life and the quality of your society. Law Guy says, Gameconomist, let's talk about what you think so far about the collector's pack that you just bought. So I got, Law Guy, I got the wrong one. I got that Pikachu lunchbox, as we were discussing in the Discord. And now I'm going to, I bought the right one, and I'm going to return that Pikachu one so that we can do a proper opening. And I was thinking it could be a live opening, maybe. Oh, he's going to roar. Oh, and I failed to dodge it. It's so hard to dodge that roar, because it comes out so fast. I'm excited to open it. Yeah, I don't know if I let it on enough or not, but I was a huge Pokemon cards nerd when I was younger and the fad began. And I bought probably thousands of dollars. So when I was a kid, I told you I worked for my father in the stream. My father had a small home business. It was actually kind of a successful small home business. So I was making money when I was as young as 13 years old, because you can work for your dad when you're 13. And what did I do with almost all of my money? Almost all of the money went straight to Pokemon cards the whole time. And I ended up being the kid on the block with all the Pokemon cards because I had money and they didn't, and that's because I was working. Kind of like how the real world works. And yeah, I had a huge Pokemon card collection with lots of rare cards in it. Some that I had traded with other children. And then I left home when I was 17 and I did not take my cards with me. It was I left home pretty much in the dead of night when I was like 17 years old. And I did not take my cards with me because they were non-essential, and I don't know whatever happened to them. My family probably lost them or let the little kids play with them or something. But yeah, I had a case and everything for them, and I told you, so for Christmas, my wife had never opened up a pack of cards because her parents were, you know, they were those Christians that they were like against evolution, and Pokemon talks about evolution, so they were like, you can't play Pokemon and you can't have Pokemon cards, so she never got to experience them. And for Christmas, this Christmas, I bought her her first pack of Pokemon cards, and she got to open Pokemon cards for the first time. So yeah, this will actually be fun, opening up that Detective Pikachu pack. So I'm excited about that. I've thought about collecting like cards and stuff like that. Problem is I have so many other financial obligations, I can't get into that kind of stuff. I see my name highlighted like 1,000 times in the chat room here. God Terror Boy, kick someone I can't join. We'll see if we can do that, God Terror Boy. There might be somebody who's underleveled Gosh dang it, there might be somebody underleveled. Alright, there's the turf war. El Tuna, Gameconomist, wouldn't paying people to not have kids be a solution since the United States did a major contribution for India and China back in the day? I have no idea what you mean, but I oppose giving people money, any money. Just stop giving people money. If people made a product or they did a service, then you give them money. Not having children is not a product, and not having children is not a service. So I would disagree with that. Beyblade him? Law Guy, Gameconomist, if I donate you monthly $100, will you spend some of them for cards and become my Pokemon card collecting buddy? Yes. I would do that. I think anyone would do that, honestly. It's obviously a very generous offer. Don't feel obligated to do that, though. That's very, very generous. But yeah, I would definitely do that. Maybe I can do some kind of stream where it doesn't have to be as much as $100 even. Maybe I could just do some kind of funny stream where I also open up a Pokemon card pack, because I know that I would actually enjoy that, and I think video gamers would enjoy that as well. Pokemon, obviously, is a very successful and fun game. Dinosaur Kin, Gameconomist, you should list your favorite handler outfits. I don't have favorite handler outfits, actually. Maybe the default outfit. For those of you who don't know, I'm terrible for 6 years. I just wash them and I just rewear them. And my wife finally made me buy some new shirts at the local Goodwill. I have no... same with the handler. So you're asking me to give an opinion on the handler's outfit. I have like zero opinion on the handler's outfit. I have no opinion. Law Guy says, Gameconomist, then we have a deal. Well, yeah, just, don't feel obligated to do anything, Law Guy. As long as you're having fun, I'd be having fun too. So, you know, if there's something in particular you wanted me to do, you just let me know. And obviously, I couldn't turn down such a good offer. I missed a different ping. Somebody said, Nikki Games, if I bought you a PlayStation 4, would you play it? Absolutely. So what I did recently, I said that if somebody had like a spare PlayStation 4, because I actually own 2 Xboxes, and I could probably give the second one away. And I'm thinking maybe there's somebody out there with the same situation with PlayStation. If somebody had like a spare PlayStation, I can just send you my address and you can send it over to me. And then I can use the donations I've received to pay for like the expansion and the actual game, and I could probably start right there. Yeah. Because I know I have a lot of people who want me to play on PlayStation. I was actually thinking if I did get a PlayStation, maybe what I'll do is try to do 3 short 2-hour streams a day. One for PC, one for Xbox, and one for PlayStation. The thing is, if I do that, I do have to very carefully manage my time on each of those streams. And I currently don't do that. Sometimes the streams run over to 4 hours, 3.5 hours. It just depends on what's going on. Oh, he's jumping. Beyblading there. Elliot Bentley, Gameconomist. That's a respectable way to live. Yes, it's almost like a stereotype actually for people who are in computer science that they don't have any sense of fashion, and I perfectly fit that stereotype, and so did all the other students. None of us had any sense of fashion. My wife has no sense of fashion. She wears the same clothing. She doesn't really shop for clothing too much, even though she's a girl. It's just this weird kind of computer sciencey thing. I don't know what it is. It's very stereotypical, and the stereotype is true. Lawguy says Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald was the best. I think she's talking about Pokemon games. I believe that's the last one I got heavily into, but I played all the way up until Black and White, and then I stopped at Black and White. I haven't played them in a while because I haven't bought any of the new Game Boys, and there was a time around then during Black and White that I just had to get more serious about working and earning money. There was a time where I didn't play games so much. I actually graduated, and now I play way more games, and then it became this YouTube channel. Stefan Orr, Gameconomist, have you seen the Dauntless released as a full game on PC and Xbox? You're like the third person to tell me about Dauntless. I have not played it. Is there something about it that's so good that I need to go play it? Maybe I'll take a look at it after the stream. You didn't hit the Beyblade. That's true, Elias. I missed my opportunities. Alright, so how many runs have we had with dual blades? Was that 3? I think there was at least 2, right? So here's the build once again. As I've said in my armor meta guide, I think that this armor set is very good early because it gives you medium decoration slots, it finishes weakness exploit for you, and it's especially good for dual blades because it gives you 3 levels of marathon runner, and this allows you to stay in the devil mode or the powered up mode longer. So that's the build once again. Let's move on to the next weapon. So we have Switch Axe and Charge Blade. We'll do Switch Axe next. Drop all these real fast. LabCS says Gameconomist is a cartoon monster hunter. Oh, interesting. Okay, thanks for explaining that to me. I didn't even know about it. I'm guessing it's a monster hunter like Copycat. I don't know if I'll be getting into it if it's a copycat game. Because I am busy playing the actual game, which I am not tired of, believe it or not. Do I look like I'm... Ooh, could bring Evade Extender. Nah, come on. We're not going to do that. Let's go Nergigante Helmet. And we're going to go, very predictably, Kulvtaroth Alpha. I'm sorry. No, I said that right. Kulvtaroth Alpha. Here it is, Kulvtaroth Alpha. And then in the arms, it's going to be Kaiser Vambrace's Alpha. And then in the coil slot, we can have Tool Specialist. And in the leg slot, we'll have Empress Greaves Alpha. Elias Moran, thank you for your donation. Actually, somebody made a donation. I forgot to write it down. You know what? I'm terrible. I'm super behind on writing down the names of the people who made donations this time, so I don't know if I'll start doing it. I'm just going to thank everyone for their donations. All right, so we have the Empress Greaves Alpha, and for the items, somebody asked me to explain the item loadout. So you have all these loadouts, and some of them are specific for like the bowguns, obviously. But this is my go-to loadout, and if we take a look at it, can I edit it? How do I edit it? Right, edit it over here. So here's my Mega Potion, and I can't craft any more Mega Potions because 10's enough. Here's my Max Potion. I believe Max Potion is the most valuable thing in your loadout, and you can see I can craft all 5 more of them. You need you need Mega Nutrients and you need Mandragora, both very expensive, and these let you craft Max Potions. Here's Flashbug for obvious reasons. And then this is life powder. This helps you heal your teammates. I found that this is actually very useful for saving someone's life. So we have 3 of these, and then God Bugs and Blue Mushrooms craft life powders. Astera Jerky is, I'm sorry, what's the word? Useful for a variety of monsters like Extreme Behemoth, Ancient Leshen. I don't actually need it for Arch-Tempered Nergigante. I could actually remove this. It just happens to still be there. Now, for getting maximum in-game edible buffs, you eat a Tack Up Large at the canteen, then you eat a Mega Demon Drug. Oops. You eat a Mega Demon Drug, and then you eat this Demon Powder, and then Might Seed if the fight's going to last long enough. If it's going to be a very short fight, you'll use Might Pill. Might Pill gives you a higher boost in damage, but it lasts a shorter amount of time. Armor Skin, we were learning yesterday in the stream that Nergigante, if you are using a bowgun and you have just under a certain threshold of defense, he can actually one-shot you. So we're actually learning Nergigante is the first monster that I've fought where you actually think about eating defense large at the canteen and bringing Armor Skin and maybe the seed version. What is it called? Oops. They're called Adamant Seeds. There we go. Yeah. And then Gunpowder, Devil's Blight, Large Barrel Bomb, Mega Barrel Bomb, and Large Barrel Bomb. These are all here to craft many Mega Barrel Bombs. That's the point of that. Finally, we have the Power Charm, Armor Talon, and Power Talon. These always have to be in your inventory. They give you just a static boost to your damage and defense, and all you had to do was have them in your inventory. That's it. So these are always going to be in my inventory. You know, I wonder if a lot of new players even know about this. Yeah. It occurs to me that you would probably have to be told that these exist. So you buy these and you craft them, and they just always give you a boost. And that's it. You just leave them in your inventory. So there's my whole item loadout explained live. I will probably make a more of a definite radial menu explanation video soon enough. Let's do Heralds of Destruction Cry. Alright, I think I missed something too, by the way. Lab CS, thank you very much. He said, is this in Swedish KR? Just wondering. I think it is. It said you sent SEK 20, so let's look up SEK to USD. Swedish krona. Yeah, it was. I wish that YouTube would show. Oh, I see. So in US dollars, that's roughly $2. Right. I wish that they YouTube would just do the conversion so that I actually had a better understanding of what the donation was. All right, so we're done with that. We already looked at our mushrooms last time. We're growing more blue mushrooms for our blue mushroom needs. Also, God Terror Boy is in, but let's take a look at the player list. Make sure we don't have anyone who's underleveled. Well, it looks like everyone's a proper level to play Arch-Tempered Nergigante, so we're good. We'll jump over to the canteen. Did you guys know you can organize your bowgun ammo? No, this is not allowed. I have like no chance of... Oh, well now I have a big chance of Moxie procking. So let's go ahead and eat Moxie. We'll eat Attack Up Large. We don't need defense for... The melee weapons can survive all of his one-shots. Alright, so did we finish the decorations? We didn't. Let's finish the decorations on this build. So we have all these slots, and obviously what we'll do is focus on crit boost and affinity. That's how you get your damage up. So crit boost, affinity, weakness exploit. It's going to be part of that. Show me crit boost. Okay. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, it's a small decoration slot. That's why it wasn't... My bad. We have room to finish our health boost, obviously. To finish Tool Specialist. We have room for... I mean, we can do a lot of things. You could put, like, Sharpen in there. But we're going to go full defense because we're pretending that we're new players. We're going to bring in protection. I think that Divine Blessing is really a Divine Blessing here. Alright, and we're good. Okay. And really, we have 65% affinity when we're landing our attacks. So crit boost, you know, if you could bring your affinity up higher, that would be better. You have to think about how crit boost works. It only activates when a critical lands on the monster, so it only activates. So if you have like 5% affinity, no point in bringing crit boost. It's not useful. So there's kind of like this balancing act between crit boost and affinity, where if your affinity is too low, you need to drop crit boost off of your build and raise your affinity. And kind of the line is at 70% affinity. That's the line. You guys are talking about Iceborne? Heck yeah, Iceborne. Evgeny says, 165 hours into the game, I just learned about there being an option to unlock more than one botanical farm slots. That's a big deal, man, because you want to unlock those consumables and be able to replace them as you're playing. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. Silent Shawolfi says, check everyone's build. Guess not. I'm sorry, I must have forgotten. Let's go ahead and have our max potion. Right, and we're going to run down there. We'll have a Might Seed. I'll grab this Crystal Burst here. Oh, bad roll. He's knocked over. Oh, too early on the roll. Can you unlock multiple farm slots? WTF. Man, Nergigante is so easy in stage 1. It's crazy how difficult he becomes later. I mean, and oh no, I'm dead. Oh, I'm alive. Easy is kind of a relative term, of course, so he's easy until he kills you, is what I mean. And then you're like, oh, well, maybe I suck. Bring him over here. Come on, Nergigante. Get your butt over here. There we go. Ouch. That's okay, we have Vitality Mantle on. Actually, look at that, Vitality Mantle didn't even break from that, and I think it's because Protection activated. Nice. I actually got that to work. It's kind of lucky. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Nope. There's the big jump. Damn, man. Let's go ahead and take off our mantle. Get our mantle on recharge. I'm scared of him, man. Oh, here comes the dive bomb. Stay away from his tail. His tail can still hit you even if you're behind him. We got killed by that yesterday. It was awful. Oh, no, we're going to get hit by the roar. If you get hit by the wind pressure, you also get hit by the roar. It's like a double trouble kind of thing. Philip says, no, I'm still at work. Wanted to catch this live. Lol, all good. Big fan, man. Really like your content. Thank you, Philip. Sorry you're at work, man. Wish you were at home eating junk food and playing video games. Oh, and meanwhile, I'm dying from... Very good. We're okay. Have you done Charge Blade yet? I'm doing Charge Blade after this. We're currently on Switch X. Let's go ahead and sharpen. Yeah, what do you guys think of that? If I had Xbox, PC, and PlayStation, and I was able to do a live stream from each, do you think that would be worth it, or do you think it would be too much setup? There's a lot of setup in between that. Because you gotta like trade out wires and everything, and you have to create a new post. It seems like a lot of work. Maybe I'll just do one console a day and then trade off each day. Oop, that sucks. Is that a Gajalaka? It is a Gajalaka. We love the Gajalakas. Heart's broken. That's right, we're taking his head down. I see Jane using that poison hammer. I was hoping the swing would be over in time for me to roll. He's mounted. Is he mounted? I thought he was mounted. Now he's mounted. No, he's not. Oh, oh, and I'm dead. That's great. Oh my god. He is a tough fight. Tell you what, I think the easiest non-cluster bombing method I've felt in multiplayer has been the gun lance. Might make a video on that. Let's go ahead and sharpen. I'm back. Let's talk shop. What? Oh. Disband. 2 carts? No, I didn't cart in the beginning. Oh, 2 carts so far in the stream. Yes, I believe that's correct, Lab CS. Gameconomist assumed he was safe. He was wrong. That's right. Arch-Tempered Nergigante subverted my expectations by killing me every time. Arch-Tempered Nergigante. Have we? I don't think we've defeated in this stream yet. Diogo goes, these are some budget team members. That's right. We saw somebody, Jane was using the poison hammer, wasn't she? I saw, what is the name of that one? I used it myself. It was funny. What is the name of that poison hammer? Budget teammates. Oh no. Mink says, I want politics talk. Well, I don't know. We already talked some politics today. I don't want to, like, wear everyone out because it's too much politics to get you, like, frustrated. Maybe there's some other interesting topic to talk about. When it comes to politics, I just want people to make sense. I want to live in a civilized society, and I want everyone to be prosperous and happy. Straight, you know, easy is what everyone wants. It's a question of how do you accomplish that. And everyone has different ideas. Gameconomist, what do you think of the Jonro who broke... Oh, Junior... I'm not sure if I'm reading that right. Who broke into a man's house to find evidence to use against him. Do you mean juror? What is he saying? And also, I haven't heard that one. Actually, something I've done recently, Minx, I haven't watched much news recently. I've taken a break from it. Normally I watch news every single day, and I stay on it the whole time. But recently I've tuned it out. I think that the news was kind of like giving me a heartache, to be honest. So I've tuned it out a little bit, and actually I don't miss it too much. But I'll probably watch a little more again just as some time goes by. So here's Kiarbo Spark. It's a good option. Evade window 5. Real serious about being able to evade. Evade extender 2 as well. Mike bringing Devil's Madness. It's going to go sticky, I think. Yep. I see Slugger. I see Artillery. This is a quality build. He's also got wide range. So this is actually maybe one of your better uses of the sticky ammo on the light bowguns is to also play the healer. Chance using Tereth Strongarm Horn with the same setup that we saw earlier. See how this goes. This actually looks like a decent team. We might win this one. Tito Viegas says, hey, I'm new to the game and I can't find a good way to farm good decorations. So, the best way to farm decorations is to fight Lavasiath in the name's Lavasiath quest. It's an event quest and it's not available all the time. Currently, it's not available. It's probably going to come back when we have another festival. Okay, so look out for the summer festival. That is going to be your best time to farm decorations. In the meantime, your best option is to do investigations. You want to get the purple investigations. Those are called tempered investigations. Do it for tier 2 monsters and tier 3 monsters and just farm the heck out of them. So a great example is Tempered Odogaron is a great option. Tempered Legiana is also a really great option. If you just fight those 2 tempered investigations over and over again, you will unlock your decorations faster. I hope that helps. Mink says Gameconomist is not really talked about in the mainstream. It was a journalist who broke into the home of a man who denied an interview. That's ridiculous.
All right. Ready
yeah,
for
that's
one
pretty
more
bad.
quest?
To incriminate a man. Journalists have gotten desperate, man. It's all clickbait with the... I mean, you want to know what's wrong with mainstream media today is they're competing with guys like me on YouTube for your attention. And it's like, you don't want to watch the news, you want to watch me. And the news is like, how do we get more people to watch us? Say the most outrageous, crazy stuff we can think of. So that's pretty bad. Breaking into a man's house for evidence. Obviously, I hope he spends a long time in jail for that, because that has to be very disincentivized. You can't incentivize that for journalists, because they'll do it if they can get away with it. They'll do it. That's how all criminal activity works. You have to dissuade people from doing it, right? If you think about it, probably a lot more murder would occur if there was no repercussions for murder. You think that people don't murder because of the goodness of their heart. The real reason people don't murder is because they don't want to go to jail. Well, terrible at dodging that. Oh, and I got hit by the pillar as well. Falling boulders. And there's the war. Fake news, Diogo says. Yeah, that's pretty extreme, man. Break into another man's house to find out what dirt you can get on him. That's pretty bad. You're breaking into his house to try and ruin his life, I assume. And it's so dirty because you're supposed to feel safe in your home, you know? How are you supposed to feel safe in your home when people are breaking in to find incriminating evidence on you? Just wrong. Oh, can we break his horns? Or his spikes? Come on, we're so close. Oh, those spikes took a lot of damage. If we can break those, he'll fall over. Ah, bad dodge. That's okay. Vitality Mantle's broken. I'm about to die. Yep. Oh, I'm still alive. So close to breaking those horns on his head. If we can just get more damage on him. Oh, nope, too late. So instead of getting a knockdown from breaking the spikes, we get nothing. Speaking of which, is that music still playing? It is still playing. See, I can't hear it, only you guys can hear it. Nice. Is that a KO? It is a KO. My weapon reflected off of him, unfortunately. Oh. It's a very punishable move he's using right there. Let's try to sharpen real fast. White sharpness. Oh, and he roars. That is scary. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, that's not what I want either. Switch Axe is ranked 10th in popularity. Well, it'll probably be a bit different per console. Yeah, it might be more popular on one console than another. Switch Axe has done fine. It's floated mostly around the middle most of the time. It's annoying how popular the longsword is, really. I don't know why everyone loves the longsword. They all love it. One Mega Barrel Bomb? 2 Mega Barrel Bombs. Oh, he was about to roar. What are you doing, man? Ouch. You got me. How close are we to the Vitality Mantle? Look at that. Damage taken was reduced. Loving that protective polish. Oh! He's gonna spin that tail around. So he's very close to being mounted, but I think that now would be a bad time to mount him. Alright, see, this is where you die, really. You're in a position like this that I'm in, and then he comes after you again. That's how you die in this fight. Oh my god, that third row of spikes always gives me... Look at that, damage taken reduced again. So I'm really liking Protective Polish for this fight. Not Protective Polish, Protection. Oh, did not mean to do that. I was just doing a regular ledge hop, that's all. I think he's exhausted. Perfect. I did not mean to do that, actually. I don't think I was in the range of that roar because I timed that wrong. Timed that one right. Oh, lordy. He missed. Lordy, lordy, lord. It feels like I just can't get close to him. He's so fast. And the Switch Axe really has kind of a slower combination, slower moveset. And it looks like we had Teostra, right? Yeah, I guess I could have gone through with that. Let's get this. Oh god, please tell me we still get the turf war. I think we should. Oh, Jesus. Oh god. Oh no, are we gonna get the turf war or not? Oh no. Did someone flash him? Why would you flash him? Gameconomist, what do you think will happen to the Sword and Shield in Iceborne? It will become the coolest weapon that it was always meant to be. That's what will happen. It's a great question, though. It's a great question. Oh! Ouch. Telling you, that's where you die right there. So the spikes come out of his arm and then also his head on that move. So it matters if he has spikes on his head. That move gets more dangerous. Uh-oh. Here comes the bad stuff. God, he's so fast. Oh my god, there's just nothing you could do, man. You get close to him, he's gonna F you up. I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. Nope, I'm alive. Look at that, double Divine Protection, loving it. Divine Protection, I think, is actually pretty legit for this fight. Because a few times he hits you, he's always gonna do crazy damage. And if Divine Protection... God, see, I want to do a jump attack, but I don't want to get hit by that. Oh, spikes on the tail are black. I guess those didn't actually hit him. Is he gonna roar? Yes. Oh, the hop didn't dodge it. That's too bad. Oh my god. He's just moving so much, man. Get back here. You guys saw that, right? Dodged through his arm there. That was very close. Ouch. So the moment I start attacking him, he's on me. Probably would have gotten hit by that. The only thing that protected me was the fact that he wasn't going after me. Oh my gosh. How's it going, Samuel Hosking? Thanks for joining the stream again. Glad to have you here. I think we could win here. We got him into stage 4, didn't we? There's Teostra. We didn't get the turf war with him, did we? That's okay, though, because he didn't interrupt us. He's so mad he's going to dive bomb me now. Whoop. Look at this Mandragora. Let's pick this up. While Chance is over there getting beat up. Oh, Gajalakas? What are the odds? So much luck. That is some good luck. Oh, he's mad. Oh, double knockdown. We're going wild, guys. Oh, that was perfect. Oh yeah, we're doing good so far. How many lives do we have left? I don't think I've died yet. That actually hurt me. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I am dead. That move is so powerful. Look at that. We have all 3 lives left, though, because Feline Insurance just procced. That means that we definitely have 3 lives left. Let's go ahead and eat. That was good. That means nobody had died up to that point. And I did, because I'm an idiot. What did I really do to die there? Were you paying attention? I'll tell you what I did. I latched. Look at that. We got Feline Moxie. Oh, no. Now we're missing a life. But I got Feline Moxie, so there's still a chance, guys. Don't give up hope yet. Economist is protected by one killing blow, right? That's meaningful. All right, let's have this max potion. We can still win. Oh, guess we're full. We don't really need our stamina. You don't use your... Well, the Wild Swing uses stamina, I suppose you could argue. Child support oil? What? What are you guys talking about? That's the attack that killed me twice. Yeah, man, his moveset's pretty wild, isn't it? But we've got Moxie. We've got 2 lives left. I think we can do it. He's got the skull right now. Alright, he's exhausted. That won't last. Yep, he's not exhausted anymore. Brrr. Oh, the music should have stopped for you guys. We should turn some more music on, huh? Maybe we'll just reset it for this particular stream. I'll reset that music. Yeah, we'll do the same album twice. Oh, he's been put to sleep. Mega Burl Bomb. Sword and Shield Oils. I have no idea what those are. Assuming they're from a previous game. Who has the best wake up? The guy with the charge blade. Alright. We're just gonna get started is what we're gonna do. Brrr. Last time he woke up on his own. I don't know if you guys remember that. We were in one where he actually woke up on his own. Okay, he's just gonna roar again. Oh, no he's not. He's gonna run off. Sword and Shield just lost one of its few appealing points. I hope they do something interesting for it. They really will. I'm sure they will. Something tells me, one of the things that's really... So, I've played a lot of video games, and one of the things that's impressed me with Capcom is that it's very obvious that they play this game. You get game developers who make changes to the game, and everyone's left, like, shaking their heads like, what are you doing? Right? It's very obvious to me that Capcom pays attention to their game. They do have a sense of what the game meta is. If you want to say that, they have a sense of it. And they know how to manipulate it and make a fight difficult. And they understand how to make the game feel full by looking at an area that's been previously unexplored. A perfect example of that was actually the Ancient Lesson. The Ancient Lesson was so good at changing up how the fight against a monster felt and what your best strategies were. Hold on, let me get away from this guy. And so with Sword and Shield, I'm sure they will have something very fun. Maybe they will show us in the next stream, the next developer update. Oh, nice, we got him out. Come on, bring him down. There he goes. He's coming down. Oh, we broke the arm spikes too. Nice. Dalen Peters, thank you very much, Dalen. Let's go ahead and cut this tail off. It's got to be close, right? I've been chopping the tail the whole time. Oh no, is he gonna get woken up? Oh, it's so close. Very close. I guess while they're still setting up, I'll go ahead and sharpen. Gameconomist, yeah, but that implies that anyone worth their HR plays Sword and Shield. Oh, come on, guys. Oh, you know what I should do? I should do a plug for Dr. Phil's not Dr. Phil, but there's a speedrunner named Dr. Phil, and he does Sword and Shield. And it's really impressive. I should show that off sometime. I've been wanting to help him grow his channel. He's close to breaking 1,000 subscribers, and I'm sure if I did like a shout out for him, he'd get 1,000 subscribers. I think we could get him to 1,000. Frank the Tank. I recognize Frank. He's gonna roar. There he goes. Kitty. My cat's over here meowing. She gets lonely. She's like, pay attention to me. Oh! None of that for me. I don't think so, Nergigante. Oh, she's trying to stand on my Xbox, though. Why do you do that, cat? Oh, I can't believe that move still hit me, too. Oh, God. Oh. We were so close! We had to have been so close to winning that. We must have been very close to winning that. No. That's a big oof. Oh well. Oh well, that is the end of the Charge Blade section of this video. Let's... Tiny Tenor. Getting on him. Oh man, we were really close though, weren't we? You could tell because we had gotten him down to the White Skull, right? He's retreating to his nest. We gotten a double wake-up attack on him. Yeah, that's too bad. Chance says, killed me through my guard. Ah, that sucks. He does do a lot of pierce damage. How do you feel about budget? Switch axe doesn't look very useful. I think that the worst budget build I've used so far is definitely the bow. The bow is just very decoration hungry. You gotta have spread shot, you gotta have normal shot, you gotta have mighty bow. And then on top of that, all the other things. Crit boost, weakness exploit, crit eye. So the bow has been the least popular, or not popular, least useful, I'd say. Hammer, greatsword, hammer and greatsword have been good. We didn't really have a good run with the hunting horn, but I suspect the hunting horn is actually really good. It was just a case that I don't think the team that we were running with had very good composition. We'll go ahead and try the Charge Blade out next. I think the best build actually might have been that wide shelling build because it was so simplistic and easy. And we got guts from the Basil's armor set. So, oops, not attack powerless. Sorted by rarity. Category. Charge blade. All right. So we're going to be using the Tereth Strongarm Horn. I know this is an RNG weapon, but hear me out. It is a duplicate of the Diablo's Charge Blade. They're essentially the same weapon, except for a little bit of defense difference, and I simply don't have the parts to craft the Diablo's Charge Blade. So for you watching this stream, you'll use the Diablo's Charge Blade. I don't know, maybe I can. Let's see if I can craft it real fast. Dauntless is free on console, is that right? Maybe we'll take a look at that.
How's your gear holding up?
Forge equipment, weapons, show me the charge blades. Here we are. Here's the Diablo's tree. It doesn't actually show me what I need. Well, we could probably afford to build this. Let's start working our way over to it. Let's see if we have the parts we need. We might have the parts. Upgrade equipment. We might have the parts we need. It looks better in my opinion. Sam Hosking! Charge blade. Try Teostra Gamma head. Teostra Gamma... Oh, we're not allowed to, Sam. It's a budget build. We're not allowed to use Gamma armor. But he says Damascus B chest, Damascus waist, Behemoth arms, and Lunastra beta legs. So we might be able to copy some of that build, though. Alright, let's see. Ah, yeah, right there. We don't have the Diablo shell. I knew something like that would happen. It's because it's a low rank... It's a low rank material, and we don't have low rank materials because I don't play low rank anymore, which is one of the things I don't like about building new weapons in Monster Hunter World. So in Monster Hunter World, you have Clotaroth. She has 1 billion weapons, and then if you want to actually craft weapons, you have to go backwards and play low rank, which nobody wants to do because it's extremely grindy to do that. So Tereth Strongarm Horn it is. Tereth Strongarm Horn is a duplicate of the Diablo's Charge Blade, which you can totally craft, so we're going to be using this today. Even though it's technically supposed to be a budget build. Now, let's take a look at what the build's going to end up being. I don't think I'm going to be doing the Damascus waist. I can talk. Watch this. So Damascus mail gives us focus 2. We're wanting focus 3, right? Now, what you could do is build the Damascus coil. That's kind of what people default to, right? Because one level of that's a medium decoration and 3 small decoration slots, right? But let's take this back off. Look what you're... Alternatively, you can take the Diablo's Neros... Diablo's Neros Braces Beta. This also finishes off Focus, but it gives you a medium decoration slot and a small decoration slot, and it leaves your waist slot open, so you can end up building anything else in this slot as well. And you could go ahead and do something like Tool Specialist, which actually isn't a bad idea, or you might do... Where is it? Is it a blue one? Here it is, Capacity Boost. So you go Diablo's Nero Braces, this finishes Focus, and then you go High Metal Coil, that finishes Capacity Boost. And we're all about Capacity Boost for this weapon. And this is going to be Artillery, obviously. Where's my Artillery? Here it is, Artillery 3. So using only armor, we've gotten Focus, Artillery 3, and Capacity Boost. The other things we want, of course, is non-elemental boost. Let's see if we can put that on the build. So we're not going to worry about Nergigante Helmet, I think. What are we going to worry about? Evade Extender, I actually was liking Divine Blessing. Let's throw that on right now. Let's pretend we can afford that. Now let's see what we can fill the rest of this out with. Okay, so there's the Elementalist right there. If you don't have the decoration for non-elemental boost, it's okay. It's just a damage buff, and it does increase your output, but you don't have to have it. It's not going to like blow your damage output out of the water, right? Let's finish Protection. Let's finish Vitality. Let's see what else. So we have room for other things. We only have 1 medium decoration slot. What would I put there in my 1 medium decoration slot? Mind's Eye, Mighty Bow, Slider, Mighty, Jumping, Evasion, Sprinter, Magazine, Flawless, Challenger, KO, Destroy, Draw, Charger. We just put Charger in. I guess it would make sense to have Tenderizer. And then with all these small decoration slots, we can actually build more defense. So 1 level of Iron Wallet at least. Oh, and I like the idea of having Sheath, don't you? I think Sheath would be nice. So we're going to have Sheath. It actually makes it very easy to dodge the Dive Bomb when you have Sheath. And then we have room for still 3 more. 3 more skills. I don't even know. We could go maintenance if we wanted. Let's do maintenance. Very defensive build, actually. My cat trying to sit on my Xbox. Can't sit on my Xbox, kitty. So here's the build. It's a budget build. Just pretend the Terra's Strongarm Hornets to the Diablos Charge Blade is a craftable Charge Blade. Guild Cross Circlet is craftable. Damascus Mail, Diablos Nero Braces, High Metal Coil, Empress Greaves Alpha. We have the Artillery Charm to ensure that you have artillery. We're definitely going to have focus. We're definitely going to have capacity boost. The rest is just kind of up to you. So that's my build. Also, it looks sexy. Look at that. How sexy. Gameconomist, do a true budget build, low rank armor and low rank weapons only. Oh my god. I don't know about that. I'm gonna say that I just saw that Nero joined the online session. Can we get a minute here? So whoever joins last is going to get the boot if it's not Nero. So we better have Nero in this next run. He just joined. Why don't we have him join us? Sorry to say that. I don't mean to be mean to anyone. I know some of you have been waiting a while to play, but I want to make sure that... Because he's the head moderator on the Discord. I think that's just fair to have him in. He does a lot of... he helps me with a lot of things. Nero did get in. Very good. So we have Terrorboy, Nero. We got room for one more. Javan. Crooms! Crooms has returned with the Diablos Shatterer 2. Yeah, I feel like you're going to quickly run out. Yeah, so with this particular... Well, he's got Affinity Slider. That's interesting. Where's he going to be sliding from? I guess he wants to slide in Stage 2. There is one little spot to slide in Stage 1 after the crystal's broken. The big, you know, I'm talking about the pillar. Yeah, there's a few spots, but really he's going to be bringing the monster away from where everyone else would prefer to fight him. Also, no white sharpness bar. Nero's like, I don't deserve this attention. That's right. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Terrorboy goes, yeah, you don't. Wide range on Charge Blade, new meta. So what's going on, Captain Gangplank? What's going on is I'm bringing those alpha legs from the Empress armor set. And I've discovered, unless you badly need an extra medium decoration slot, you can always bring those alpha legs. They're actually like super meta for defense. Health boost 2 and wide range, amazing. Perfect for multiplayer. Why is health boost so high up? Are you worried I put too many points into it? Let's check real fast. Nope, we have 3 levels of it. We're fine. Yeah, we're good on that. Gameconomist, I saw your money-making stream. What does it feel like to sleep on a bed of money and light cigars with $100 bills? How do you answer a question like that? I mean, I don't know. I guess you reach a point where you realize everyone else is a peasant, and then you climb into your Lamborghini and drive off with all of your hot babes. So something like that. Something like that, Rob. Mink says, Gameconomist, one of your teammates looks like... And that's the end of his sentence. God Terror Boy says, Gameconomist, I'm going to commit tax evasion. I thought you were going to say a rope neck, or a neck rope or something like that. Captain says, why no Draken? Draken is easily available for new players, by the way. So I actually agree. Draken armor can be farmed from the Behemoth, but I'm assuming some players don't know that, and I'm assuming some new players are scared to fight the Behemoth, or they can't get a decent team together to fight the Behemoth. So we're just playing without Draken armor. That is part of the challenge. I mean, everybody already knows how to play with Draken armor, right? So we're exploring other armor types. Rob says the answer is exactly why we love it. Oh my god. Lamborghinis. It's a gold-plated Lamborghini in the desert. I don't know about that. Gameconomist, the car guy. Spend all my money on bitches and... No. I've thought about doing for fun a stream where I show you guys how to open up like a... Because I don't have one right now. I had one when I was 18 because I was exploring and playing. But I've thought about opening up an investment account and showing you guys how to buy stocks online using like an online stock trading bank account, and I thought about doing that in a stream to make sure my viewers know how to invest their money and how easy it is to invest your money. So I thought about doing that for fun. Maybe we'll do that sometime, but not now because I'm playing video games. That is the point of my channel and my stream. All right, we'll block that. Oh, somebody interrupted his roar. All right. Now we're ready to sate him. We're gonna get sated. Jeez. Put down this health booster. Laps, yes. I accidentally joined Behemoth solo and carded 9 times before the second ecliptic year. What? Behemoth solo? 9 times? He card 9 times. Maybe he meant he just carded a lot. Oh, I could have just guarded that. What am I doing? This is no longer Gameconomist. It's the Economist. That's right. I was originally in school for finances. I wanted to be like a financial advisor, but when I learned that being a financial advisor involves a lot of just selling financial products like insurance, I was like, you know, I don't really want to be a salesman. What I wanted to do was I wanted to get into programming because I liked to make things. And it's actually one of the reasons why YouTube has worked so well for me, because video editing is very much like making things. It's also why I play a lot of Minecraft, just because I'm a 30-year-old man playing Minecraft because I like to make things. So that's very much in my personality. It's very natural for me. Oh god, he's gonna run away, isn't he? Nope. This is gonna suck. He interrupted it. Woo! Look at that. Just barely having enough stamina for that. So after this, we need to go pick up. Why don't we have stamina? Did we eat a meal? I don't think we ate a meal. That's the only way my stamina could be this low. Wait. Let's go get a meal. Gameconomist, the special assignment where you get 9 cards. Oh, I didn't know. I've forgotten about it because I hadn't played it in so long. 9 deaths. That's quite a bit. So let's go ahead and eat for Moxie. I can't believe we're gonna die here, and here we have a meal we could totally eat. All right, so we almost died because we ran out of stamina near there. Mezzy says, Gameconomist, Minecraft stream when? So one of the reasons why I haven't streamed Minecraft is because when you're streaming, it's kind of like a job. You're playing with the intention of the gameplay being somewhat entertaining. You know, like you don't naturally take breaks. You interact with your audience. You have to manage YouTube, right? You have to actually tell YouTube you're going live. You got to have everything plugged up. When I play Minecraft, I'm actually just chilling out and talking with my wife, and we're watching like Stranger Things. We're going through Stranger Things a second time. We're rewatching the whole thing before the next season comes out. So we're rewatching that, and I'm playing Minecraft in my free time. And that's the reason you haven't seen a Minecraft stream, but I've thought about it. And again, we're going to be doing a little fun thing at the end of this stream. I'll show you guys what I've built. Oh, I thought I could guard that. Gameconomist, charge that blade. I could. What I'm learning a little bit about the charged blade is, depending on your playstyle, you have good reasons and bad reasons to have the blade charged. In this case, we don't deal any melee damage, so I'm not looking to charge the blade. It's not actually very important. That's not good. How did he still hit me? He must have hit me from behind somehow. I'll charge the blade if there's a real good opportune moment for it, but I suspect regular Sate is doing more damage. We'll go ahead and put this down. Oh, he's gone. Oh, is it going to land at all? Nope. Oh, he interrupted it. No problem then. I gotta try again. Some of it hit. Some of it did not. Gameconomist, maybe a question and answer stream with hardcore Minecraft gameplay. Oh my god. The hardcore stuff. Hey, there's our turf war. Very good. Not really landing too much of that. Is that Gajalaka over there? No, it's not. You know what I want to do? I want to kill this Arch-Tempered Nergigante with guard point. He's going to die during the dive bomb, too. It has to be the dive bomb. Oh, he's going to sleep. Gameconomist, learned a guard point already. No, I have. I actually have. I have learned a guard point. Oh, I guess I was too close. That's okay. The actual hit that woke him up is good. Should I grind the Devil Joe for the Greatsword? If you intend to play Greatsword, I would, because... Why are we putting him to sleep so much right now? It's a little early to put him to sleep. I would, because... every hunter's dream might not be back for a while, and that's the quest that gives you the Greatsword, the Wyvern Ignition Impact Greatsword. And of course, we all know that's the best one, but yeah, again, it's... I don't have it, Terrorboy. Do you have it? Nobody has it? Everybody's like standing around waiting for somebody to wake them up, but it's like... Oh my god, he's like double roaring. Gameconomist, you know if you charge the sword, your files can charge up faster. Yeah, I have noticed that. It's just that you constantly have to recharge that sword, and my melee attacks don't do any damage. See? There's a guard point. Are you happy? I guard pointed him. Not really much damage there. It's because I'm not landing the whole move. Ouch. Alright. Oh, that was cool. Yeah, that's... Oh, nice. And he went to sleep, too. Did we craft any more? Oh, only one more. I think him putting the monster to sleep 3 times actually shows us there's a natural problem that occurs where maybe your teammates didn't bring the pieces they need to actually take advantage of that. Yeah, we're like just staring at him. Oh, of course. Oh, he jumped into it. Wow, amazing. That's just luck. That's just pure luck there. Ah, he got me. this, man. Oh, he's leaving. Oh, he left. He ran away. Alright, he's coming down. Wow. I should have done it sideways against him. Gameconomist, are you trying to say that you don't like to stare at Sleeping Beauty? He is adorable. Wow. Good on you for not assuming Sleeping Beauty's gender. Pavlov's dog says, can't beat Waffle. They're both strong. If you're playing consistently, it'll be worthwhile until you blah, blah, blah. Little Turtle and Shell, use the sword charge to wake him up. In that way, you play more damage than with the rock. Not complaining? Oh, I see what you're saying. Just appreciate the moment. One good timing, all others are just bad. Stop bullying, guys. Oops. That hurts. I'm still alive. Yep, we're fine. Max potion it up. Wow, man. Jesus. Oh. There we go. Oh, he thinks he's gonna get away. Nope. Oh my god, but he is running away. Oh wait, wait, wait! I didn't actually charge the files. I'm good. Oh, we lost Air Boy. That sucks. Oh, what? Did I interrupt him? No, I didn't. Oh no, we're all falling like flies now. Alright, let's go ahead and heal up. I think that Charge Blade actually has done alright here. It's not too bad. Hasn't been that bad. I think it's more complicated than the Gun Lance, though, for sure. Ouch. Okay. I guess. Oh, I ran out of stamina. That's what happened there. But look at that. Divine Protection saved me there. Yeah, that's all. Divine Protection's way too good for this. Yeah, so what would have happened is Moxie would have procced anyways, so I would have been fine. But I still have Moxie. And that's what you want. You want to have Moxie this far along. That's sad. Not what I intended. Gameconomist, drink some cool drinks. No, I hate cool drinks. I won't do it. Let's go ahead and sharpen. Dinosaur Kin, Gameconomist, you should charge my sword. Since everyone's telling me to charge my sword and to drink cool drink, I'm going to do the opposite of both of those things because I'm a contrarian. Oh no. Am I gonna wake him up? Nope. We're good. But I definitely don't have any, Javon should be waking him up, honestly. Oh, that's actually not a bad wake-up. That's good advice. Oh, we gotta stop him from getting away. He's all white. Yeah. White spikes there. Oh, paralyzed. He was about to go into his, final smash. Alright, I was a little scared there. We're low on stamina, so I wasn't sure if we were going to survive that. What the hell? It didn't fire the crystal burst. Oh, don't you hate it when that happens? That's sad. I'm still learning the buttons for the charge plate. I messed up there. I know I did. I meant to hit AED and cancel it, but I canceled too late. Fire the damn crystal! It's so funny, I can push the button and it just doesn't do it. Okay, that actually landed. Yeah, that actually was fine. Did we get another mount yet? Oh! Just as I asked. Oh, you're in trouble now. Nergigante's in lots of trouble now. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Unless I get knocked off. Oh my gosh, I have just a little bit of stamina left. Come on, give me that knockdown. Oh, well there it is. We got the knockdown. Just as his head turns black too. How sad. I'm out of crystal burst. So he's gonna run off and go to sleep. Oh, no he's not. Oh, he still got me. That sucks. Look at that, though. Divine protection, huh? I'll heal. I'll heal. We're so close. We might as well heal. That's sad. This is gonna land. Oh, Nergigante is exhausted. He's gone. Nice job, everyone. I probably could have just used Sade there. I don't know why I did the AED. Alright. That's the Chad Blade. Well, I thought that the Chad Blade build was actually pretty nice. So here's what I went with again for the skills. Guild Cross Circlet, Damascus Mail, Diablos Near Braces, High Metal Coil, Empress Greaves Alpha, Artillery Charm, right? And we end up with a bunch of room for... It's similar to the Gun Lance, where really all you need is artillery, and in this case, focus and capacity boost. Non-elemental boost is nice too, but most of your damage is actually coming from the files, not from your melee attacks. So it's a very, very, very defensive setup. Nero's bragging. I did all the crowd control. I don't see any god up here other than me. Alright, nice job, everyone. Was that our first win or our second win? I can't remember. I think that was like our second win. Oh, Lab CS says first one. Mink says, why Stronghorn isn't this supposed to be budget? Because I don't have the Diablo's Charge Blade, and they're essentially the same weapon. So for people who are watching, use the Diablo's Charge Blade, not the Tereth Strong Arm Horn, but they're the same weapon. Gameconomist, while performing Sade, if you push the left stick back in triangle, it goes into the regular AED. Yes, I'm aware of that. Alright, so that is all of the weapons. We're done, actually. There were only 4 weapons to do today. Normally there were 5 per day. That means we are ready to jump into Minecraft. So for those of you who want to see what we're doing in Minecraft for fun, I'm going to show off the building. It's in progress. I want to show you one of the buildings I'm making. When I play Minecraft, I love to do one really specific thing. I like to build structures and I don't worry too much about redstone. And I don't know, I prefer to do it in survival rather than in creative, even though what I'm doing probably should be much faster in creative. So let's jump over to Minecraft. All right, I know this is the hard-hitting Monster Hunter content you guys are subscribed for. Speaking of which, if you enjoyed watching me die a lot, practicing these budget builds, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm going to try to stream every single day. I think I'm going to try and make that my daily schedule. It's just every day around 1 p.m. Central Time, US. Gotta agree for your castle. I promised you guys I would show you this building at the beginning of the stream, so let's take a quick look at it. Devon says, do you have any recommended bow builds? I don't have a recommended budget bow build. We did a budget bow build yesterday, and I thought it was actually kind of a bad experience, because when you're using a bow or a bow gun, you're going to get one-shot by a lot of Nergigante's moves. Gotta agree for your castle. Oh, Minecraft. Alright, so we have a realm being hosted by Gangplank. See, let's wait for it to pop up. I know you guys are dying to see this. And by the way, Minecraft actually did just have a big update, if I'm not mistaken. But we've been playing this, and we have a channel in our Discord server where we talk about Minecraft for fun, and so we all started playing on a server together. That's what happened. And don't worry, we're not going to do too much of this. This is just going to be brief. I'm going to show you guys for fun what I've been working on. Gameconomist, when will you go to PC? Do you mean when will I be streaming on PC? Is that what you mean? It's a good question. I could stream PC tomorrow. Maybe I could do like Behemoth or something. Depends. I guess I have to think each day about what I want to work on. Alright, so here we are. This is our survival world. I see something pretty ugly back there. I don't know what that is. That's new. But here's what I'm working on, is a basilica. This water right here allows me to travel to the top of the basilica quickly. And this is the front of the basilica. A basilica is an old Roman structure. Show you guys. Well, let's step inside of it. This is where this is my workspace. All my stuff is there. But here's what I've gotten done on the inside. So this is all done in survival. Somebody helped me get the stone and the prismarine. We got dark prismarine for the roof. And I'm currently working on the wings right here. We're going to have 2 domed wings and then 1 very large dome in the middle. Samuel Hosking, good game, Gameconomist. You're definitely getting better with Charge Blade. Just need to stop doing Sade with the storing file animation without your files. Better to just go Y, then YB, then YB quicker. Okay, so first of all, thank you for the donation. Second, you're telling me there's a faster way to get into the Sade and that I need to learn to get that done. I'm going to figure that out. So you're saying Y, YB, YB. All right, because I think what I'm currently doing is just pressing YB over and over again. Mink says, invite me, you can trust me, comrade. I won't even think of griefing your dome. That sounds, it sounds a little bit like you're not telling the truth there. But let's see. So yeah, I'm still working on the outside of this wing right here. And you can see all these smaller towers that are going to be on the outside. There's going to be a real large dome in the center when I'm done. Yep, this is what I work on when I'm not playing Monster Hunter. I'm also working on a website. I have a website that we are going to create to have a lot of useful information for people playing the game. It's going to have especially a lot of the data in the game, like part break information and stuff like that. His own values. Here we go. You can see I used the dirt as a way to move around quickly up top, but also as a way to measure. Same over here. Yep. Probably this will be done in a week. I don't know what that is over there. That's new, that tall building, and it looks ugly as... I don't think it could look more ugly. What is the deal with this? Dude, that's super ugly. That's one of the downsides to playing on a shared server is anyone can build what they want, and that does not look that good. I don't know, maybe I'll go back in and change it. Also, I built this over here, this tower. So that's, whenever I play on a server, I always put a large tower at the spawn point so that people in the spawn have an idea of where they are. I feel like you kind of look up, you're like, where the heck am I? Sometimes if you didn't build anything at the spawn point, you're like, where, you know, you're in the dark, you're in trees. So I always like to build something for new players to look at. And this is actually my house here. I did a little simple, gosh dang it, this bamboo. This little Nordic house. Little Nordic house here. That's my favorite building style is actually the Nordic building style. Yeah, man. Why did he build this? It just looks so bad. It looks like half of a skyscraper, but with lots of fucking, I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to him about it. I don't know if there's any way to convince him to change it at this point. He was the guy, I think, who put all these spruce trees up everywhere, and I had to chop them down. Ah, that looks so unnatural. It doesn't look like a structure you'd see in the real world, you know? You want to avoid buildings like that. I'm roasting this building right now. He doesn't even know it, probably. Is this him? No, this is Gangplank. Alright, well, yeah, maybe I'll show you guys in another stream the progress on this. I think it's looking pretty good right now. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, that's the end of the stream. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. I'll be on tomorrow. I haven't decided what I want to do tomorrow. We could jump over on the PC. We could play more Ancient Lesson. I'm a little Ancient Lesson out. Done a lot of Ancient Lesson. Alternatively, I've been thinking about doing the Behemoth, or even doing maybe, there's two other types of streams I've been thinking about. We could do a stream where I do an actual speed run, like legit, try to get a speed run time, or B, I could do a stream where I'm in a voice chat with all of you, and you guys can actually hear us talking as well. I'll actually take those. This TNT. Gangplank doesn't know this, but I actually like TNT, because I am a bad person. Of course, I don't think he'll detonate. Why does he have all this TNT? He's just giving me TNT. That's not a good idea. Is he giving me TNT? Oh, he's not. There we go. Oh, I only got a little bit of TNT. That's sad. Alright. Well, yeah. So, thank you all for watching. Thank you, everyone who made donations today. It was very generous of you. And hopefully, we have another fun stream tomorrow. I just have to decide what I want to work on. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and sign out. See you guys next time.